Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Map tool. Okay, so what is this exactly?
All right, so this is our virtual tabletop system that I use.
Okay.
Because it has the best macro system of anything I've used so far. And the way that they describe it, I think is correct, is it is the Millennium Falcon of virtual tabletops.
Yeah.
So it requires some working, but you can get it to pretty much mod it and do what you want with it.
Now, with that metaphor now thrown into the picture, I'm going to get this out of the way immediately. Not a fan of Star Wars, and that seems to be a point of contention a lot of the time.
We can't play anymore, guys.
Exactly. Sorry, I'm out. I'm late, and I don't like Star Wars. So map tool sounds like...
Look, as I have said many times to a lot of people, you're allowed to be as wrong as you want to be. That's one of my main core beliefs. So if you want to be wrong, go ahead. I'll let you be wrong. I'm a libertarian.
So
oh my gosh.
There's a lot of executables here. There's a lot of different versions.
So if you want, so the version you want is 1.4.0.5.
1.4. I gotta go back a little bit. 1.4.0.5.
It should.
Zip. There it is.
Yep.
How come so old?
Because it is stable.
Okay.
That's a good reason as any.
Oh, these are the stable releases. Okay, I see. And those are the development releases.
Exactly.
So let's extract this bad boy.
Yeah. We're also using Hamachi to make sure that we have a slightly more stable connection since we're all over the United States.
Oh, right.
Not only
I will have to set that up. I haven't.
Yeah, not only that, but also because because of where I rent my apartment, I can't get into the main firewall to disable it to let traffic through. So if I owned my own house, I could do that. But
if it makes you feel better, I had to download half of this tonight myself. So
that's fine. That's what these sessions are for.
Yeah, my main plan was to get this to work and to finish character creation. And if we somehow blazed through that, then I had a tiny bit of RPing to start. So.
Oh, okay.
Also, Cristian, if I understand having the opinion that no one else agrees with, I'm one of the people who 4th edition is my favorite edition. So,
oh no,
oh no, oh dear,
we're starting off with all the wrong foot.
No, I have remarked that I understand that it's not for everybody. But I don't think it's a bad system. That's kind of my stance on it.
I mean, I've never played it personally, so I don't have a too strong opinion about it.
Yeah.
I only have what other people have said about it.
Yeah, and okay, I will give you my 5-second theory on the last 3 editions of D&D. So there's this theory in role-playing games of the 3 main different types of players, which are simulationist, gamist, and narrativist. The simulationist has the most fun when they feel like they're actually inside of a world that is working, living, and breathing, and that the world reflects what it's supposed to be like. So sometimes that it's just really realistic. Other times that it's like if you're playing in a kung fu world, it feels like you're watching a kung fu movie while you play. The gamist just likes a well-balanced, fun game. Like, they like the feeling that the game is fair, that the combat is fair, and it's fun to play. That's when they have the most fun, is when it's a game, and it's a well-balanced, good game. And then the narrativist enjoys the story the most.
Okay.
3.5 and Pathfinder are the best simulationists out of all of them, and that's who they cater to. They really like trying to simulate things and simulate the fantasy world and have feedback for all the possibilities and have that change and affect everything. 4th edition was going after the gamists, so it's a very fun tactical battle game, and that is and it's secondary a narrativist system, which threw a lot of people who came from 3.5 and 3.5 super off because it was not catering to them at all. It was basically they were the least important people to them because of the design decisions that they went with.
It wasn't catering to the druids.
And
Oh no, I'm playing a druid.
and
No, that's
so
fine. You're not overpowered, and that's 3.5.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
And so I will admit that it did have problems when it first released. They've done a lot of good with with the errata for it, but that's what they're going after. And so the combat is fantastic in 4. And if you like a very combat heavy game and then a narrative reason to justify why the character's happening, it works really, really well. And it has done a lot of really cool, interesting things that I wish people would pick up on and still use and stuff. And then 5th edition is completely narrative focused with some slight gamist elements to it. It likes to be balanced, but its main thing is that it wants you to tell a story.
Okay.
And so depending on what you and your players like to do, each one of those fulfills a very different role.
That was longer than 5 seconds, Joel.
Yeah, that made sense to me though.
Yeah.
So I've unzipped map tools and I have a folder. I'm seeing some batch files. I'm seeing some jar files.
All right, so you don't want to
this is
click
great.
on the you want to make sure you unzip it in its own folder.
I did, yes. I
Good.
already made that mistake and fixed it.
Okay. All right, so there is just the map tool executable jar file. That's the one you want to do. You don't want to do the launcher. That usually causes problems. So if you just double click on that, it should start up. For some people. Then for other people, they need to use the
Like
launcher
me.
and can't use the direct one.
Well, I don't seem to have a program that launches the jar.
Oh,
It's
okay.
asking me to find
It's
a program.
you need Java, the newest
I
version of
should
Java.
have Java installed. I would find it weird if. Oh wait, I did switch harder.
I was gonna say, or it could just be that it needs to be assigned to Java. That has also been a problem that we have run into.
Robin, quick, what did you do to fix it?
There's a program.
No, it looks like I don't have
ran.
Java installed.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Well, don't
Okay,
worry.
hold
I
on.
have
I
that
had a-
saved up in case of this. I have it still saved.
I think I found a program that fixes that in an executable.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm just.
I mean, I
gonna
could just
go
download
find that
Java.
real quick.
I should have that Java downloaded, honestly.
Yeah, but I was having a problem earlier where I had Java. I knew I had Java, but it wasn't letting me select it from a list of applications. And even when I did select it, it was like, it's not there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I found a program called, I think it's called Java Fix. Let me just find it really quick.
Yeah, definitely don't have Java.
Are there reports?
Jar
What?
Fix is
They're
what it
on
was.
8.
The most recent version should work because that's what I have.
Yeah, it's called jarfix.exe.
One second. I'm gonna go open a window and turn a fan on because for some odd reason we're getting the beginning of fall heat wave that seems to happen up here.
Indian summer, they call it.
Wait, before I do.
Hello, Java. There you are. Okay, so you're trying to install to my C drive. No, I hate you. You're not. No, nothing is allowed to do that.
No.
Hey, I actually got that loaded up. Yeah.
If you get that installed and it's still not letting you, because I had that problem earlier, I will
Oh, okay.
see if I can post this exe, because that's what helped it for me.
It works fine for me. I don't know.
Caleb,
what
you've brought the
happened.
spirit of Haley to come and hang out with us.
What?
Yeah, Haley is very much the default. Maybe that's why I can't access my Google Docs. Haley's just default on everything. So even when I log into my account, it doesn't want to let me on.
Aw, Haley.
Yeah.
Okay, so Java installed. Let's see what happens now.
Can I send files via?
Discord, if they are under 8 megabits, I believe.
It's going off, and I am in what I think is map tools. I see a green
Okay,
grassy field.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, so now you want to download and install Hamachi, LogMe and Hamachi, which there is a link for in the Discord.
I used to
should-
play Minecraft with it.
I remember you having all those problems with your laptop with it.
Yeah.
Mostly with Baldur's
the-
Gate. Yeah.
Let's see.
It's the VPN.net.
VPN.net?
Yeah.
Well, Baldur's Gate just hates people playing together in general, so yeah, there's that.
Okay. Oh, Caleb, I have something to share with you for that you will probably like listening to at work. I found a channel where somebody goes through all of the Forgotten Realms, where it explains all of the Forgotten Realms lore and all of the planes in D&D Basic.
I should be able to, yeah. Should be able to listen to that several times before I finally understand it.
He actually does a really good job of going through and explaining it.
Then I can listen. Then I can listen to it several times just for the entertainment value.
It's true.
What's that? Log me in? You want to install to my C drive? No.
Oh, are you somebody else with a solid state drive and then a secondary drive that you put everything on?
Yes.
Oh!
I don't understand why you can't just set it to default to something else.
I understand.
Log me in. Log me in. Come on. Programs menu group. Sure, why not?
Yeah, I need at some point.
Do I want LastPass? No.
No.
Garbage out of my face. 1990s install menu.
No. All right. There you go. So, yeah, he's got 2 playlists that I think you would enjoy. And then
It's right there.
I have another person who has he goes through all of the monsters in D&D and explains and gives like their ecology and everything.
Oh my gosh, it sounds amazing.
All right, so I got this little Hamachi window thing up. I have to power it on.
Yes. All right, and that
activates the VPN essentially, and I have to tell it which IP address to go to.
you have to tell it what campaign to go. What thing you want to connect to.
Oh, I have to sign up.
Yeah, you can search by either the name of the campaign or by the IP address.
Yep, and the name I will repost
Well,
it.
I apparently need to make a log me in ID first.
Yes, that is true.
Perfect.
All right, there's the name of it, and that is the password.
Furious sounds of typing.
Oh dear.
I do accept your terms, whatever they are.
We will sacrifice. We will.
All right, so I want to join an existing network.
Yep.
Network ID is.
I just put it into the Discord.
The IP address.
Nope. The first one above the IP address.
Joel King.
Yeah. That one.
Oh, password. Okay. I was like, that's the name.
Yeah, it's very specific.
That's not a very secure password. I think I'm in it.
Let me check.
Bunch of green dots.
Yes, you
someone's
are.
desktop's in, someone's lappy is in.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's Robin.
Oh, that's me.
Yep. So then you're gonna go. Yep. So then you're gonna go.
-EC.
You're gonna go back to Map Tools. You're going to go to File and then Connect to Server, and then you're going to put in that IP address.
The 25.
Oh, but
This is how you know it's a serious campaign.
Yeah.
You want to hit the Direct Connect tab, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Oh yeah, direct address.
Yeah, because it's
Defaulting to port 5100.
Yep.
51,234.
Yep.
That sounds like an important port. I need a user. Wait, is this like a username I'm setting up to always use, or is this just like a temporary thing?
I think it's temporary. Stick something in there.
Yeah, you can change it at any time.
I need to reconnect to the server. The map isn't loading for me. Actually, you know what? Maybe I don't.
Armored. This is the virtual tabletop that I have used for a very long time. We were having some problems with it during the M&M campaign, so that's why we weren't using it. We are switching campaigns because everyone's schedule didn't work anymore, so we actually have split off into 2 different campaigns. So I will be hosting one on Thursday nights, and then if you remember Aaron, he is hosting a new campaign which we will be playing on Sunday.
So it told me my password was wrong, and I'm confused. Like, do I have to have a pre-existing username set up on your server essentially to log into?
I mean, you need a username to log in. It's anything that you want it to be.
No, I did,
okay.
But it told me it says I entered the wrong password. Please try again.
Was there a space before it? Because there's not supposed to be a space. I just put it there so it wouldn't get copied with the. Let me
get a visual going on to show where I'm at. Copy. So I'm at that thing trying to put in the IP address, and it's asking for a username and password. But when I try to go in, it tells me the password's wrong.
Okay.
Password.
I mean,
like, do you have a password set up for the server?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Oh, Map Tool's password. Okay, so it has its own password.
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was asking for my password. I was
really confused. Sorry,
that's built-in password debugging thing built into screen cap.
Password is
Armored.
I love you.
Armored. Not for now. It's on permit hiatus. There's a possibility of maybe when Haley is done studying abroad, we may come back with it, but who knows? So unfortunately, no. It did that thing that some campaigns do where it ends. So it's sad, but
it's extremely sad.
I am very familiar with this.
Hey, look at that!
Hello.
As
I have said before, the Heroes of Light was the only campaign I have actually gotten that actually had a proper end to it.
No.
All right, so
then, how many people joined halfway through the campaign?
Oh my gosh!
Or changed characters?
We only lost one.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay, no, 2, but one of them was very early on, so I don't kind of think of it because he was only in like 2 or 3 sessions because his schedule was kind of wonky and he just couldn't make it, so he just dropped out fully.
Yeah. Trying to think of what else we were talking about.
All right. Okay, so Cristian, did Caleb send you the campaign guide for this?
Yes, I downloaded it myself.
Okay, cool.
I didn't have to. He actually found it himself.
I read it over briefly. I haven't.
You get a cookie.
I haven't read it in detail about like all the houses specifically. Okay. I'm not familiar with.
That's fine. All right, so the quick rundown.
That's not fine. No.
The quick rundown is
River Kingdoms, Bravoy.
Yeah,
we're being hired to go take back that place.
Well, not really take back. So you are coming from the nation of Bravoy, which is made up of which was forced into one nation by a conquering king. Mm-hmm. It was originally the Restoiv and the Inarius, I want to say is how that's pronounced. I don't know. I suck at pronouncing fantasy names.
You picked the wrong hobby.
It's the Ission and the Restvoy. That was a couple hundred.
And then the Wyvern sweeps down.
And then the conqueror the king
basically they were forced into one
one nation by the conqueror Rastavagan, Corl the Rastavagan. Strangely, his lineage, which had ruled successfully with an iron grip for several hundred years, all of them disappeared one night. And so there's currently a king from there's currently a king from House Strvota who is on the throne, and there are a lot of people who aren't happy about this. And it has also escalated in the tension between the northern Isavar and the Restroiv, starting to look like a civil war is very likely to happen, and for battle for the throne to take place. So, the town of Restroy, which is kind of the capital of the southern section, has decided that they want to try and start a new nation to try and make more allies. So they are sending adventurers to go and explore the Stolen Lands, which are technically supposed to be part of the River Kingdoms, but Brevoy does not honor their stake on it because they have seen it long been claimed by natural forces and banditry.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, you guys don't patrol this. You do nothing with it. We do not recognize your right of rule here. So they are sending a group of adventurers to go and explore the land. And so there will be three main focuses of the campaign, I guess, actually. One of which is the exploration of the land. So there will be a lot of exploring and moving around. You will eventually actually start building up this kingdom yourselves, and that will be a major part. And then the third part, which is kind of a big part of the second part, is all the politics that goes with that. So of the different houses, which are all vying for more power and will try and influence your state, and the other kingdoms, like maybe the River Kingdoms, are not going to be happy with you coming over and taking over what they see as their land.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Now, I'm a visual person. The map on the PDF.
Yes.
That seems to be most of Brevoy. Like, where is the area that we are going into?
Okay, so the top one that's on the cover page, that's the map of the Stolen Lands, because you guys are not the only group that's being sent out. You're being sent to cover a fourth of it, which is the middle section, I would say. It's the middle rightish kind of section. If you look at the actual map of Brevoy, you are starting off south, a little bit farther south than it shows off.
Okay.
So this is the starting place of where you guys are going, because this entire area down here is unmapped and unknown. So you will be exploring that. The only piece of civilization that is even close is Oleg's trading post, which is where your campaign is going to start.
Is Oleg's trading post in the PDF? Anything about that?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Well then.
But you guys are very quickly going to get a charter, which I will give to you, which I'll give you the handout for now. As soon as I open Discord instead of Curse, because I keep on accidentally opening Curse out of habit.
You mean Twitch? Curse doesn't exist anymore.
It'll always be Curse to me, Robin. It'll always be Curse to me. All right. Boom. Boom. So there is.
Boom.
That's exactly what the voice in my head that I read was. How did you know?
I'm just so good like that.
The green belt.
Since we live no further than 30. You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah, so
that's the word rope.
Having played in this campaign before, it works out the best if you are all from Brevoy and have your own loyalties. So you can either do this one of two ways. You can either all decide on one house that you want to kind of be loyal to and be like, yeah, those guys are the Starks of this campaign. We're with them. Or you can all have different loyalties and see how that plays out. Be like,
What did the cats just knock over?
be like, haha.
There-
I've
I have
secretly
never played
been-
this campaign before, and I haven't read anything about it.
There was a mysterious crash from our kitchen.
That's just the other house coming to stop us
Yeah.
before you even claim your
Yeah.
allegiance.
The
Cat.
other thing is, this was one of the first campaigns that they did. And so it really focuses on the 6 beginning races, particularly human, the 7 core races, particularly humans. So I'm willing to work out trying to fit in another race from this campaign, but as it is, I'd kind of like to mainly only have like one race out of the group that is outside of the
It's normal spectrum.
yes.
So Harriet, Joe. No.
Well, I'm already planning human.
Okay, sweet.
I mean Tengu. No, that's my backup character.
Right, for backup characters.
So,
You mean I can't be an Astamoy? Or an orangutank?
What?
Not
Yeah, no, that's an actual race they published.
yeah, not this campaign.
You know, orangutank, little orangutan boy.
okay.
Word on that one.
Well then. Okay, so we've been talking for the last 45 minutes. I'm gonna be attempting to play a half-elf beast rider druid type thing. What are you guys planning on playing?
I'm ruin all the fun. I like everyone guessing what I am. How many times did you multi-class, Christian? I don't understand.
Oh, there's new multi-class rules.
Variant multi-class?
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask if I can do that.
Yes. Okay. So, real quick, maybe giving you time
Joel's
to
like,
to
yes!
decide. There are actually quite a few variant rules that I was planning on playing with anyway, as long as no one was upset about it.
Well, it depends which ones.
Okay. So first one.
Some of them are really bad.
Yeah. So the first one is the multi-class. They're changed the multi-class rules.
Wait, so you mean variant multi-classing or just how, like, BAB and will save scaling works?
Their factional base bonus changed to
Yes,
multi-classing.
the best. I don't even consider that, like, an optional.
Yeah. I looked at that and I went, yeah, this makes sense. So basically, first level, just do normal first level, and then after you start multi-classing, then we'll start using that.
Right.
Well, I mean, it just makes sense in that, like, if you have 3-force BAB, and then you have 3-force BAB, then you have 1.5 BAB.
Right.
Instead of you multi-class, you have 3-force BAB, and 3-force BAB, and 3-force BAB. You're level 3 with 0 BAB. It just makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Then I was planning on using the staggered advancement rules because I just think it's fun to have you guys constantly having small level ups.
Yeah.
I've been a lot of my DMs have been using that lately, and it's been working really well.
Cool.
Yay.
It works better. I mean, I have Hero Lab, so I'm really biased in that because it's really easy for me to keep up with my character sheet.
Yeah.
Doing it on paper, I can imagine it being really annoying.
Yeah. Hero Lab. We used that for our Mutants and Masterminds campaign. It was very helpful.
I don't want to pay for it again for Pathfinder.
That is
so, yeah.
another really good program if you don't want to pay for it, but you want to build her. If you guys have heard of PC Gen, it's a really good Pathfinder builder if you want something free. If you
have a lot of time to figure out how on earth it works.
Oh, good lord. It's one of those programs.
Actually,
I thought
it's actually a really good phone app. I don't know if they have a non-phone app version, but it's called, let me find it. It's actually...
Okay. This is the problem of being a techie is I pick up stuff like that and I go, this is super easy. I understand this perfectly. And everyone else is like, what? I'm like, nah, it's this thing and this thing.
Oh my gosh, shut up. No.
It's called Path Builder.
Yeah.
A lot of my players have used it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's gotten better since you last used it, because at the point I've used it, it's pretty much you click on the thing and you fill in the number and then it just calculates everything. So
Yeah.
So the other ones that we were talking about maybe using was possibly the consolidated skills list.
Oh, do you mean background skills?
Yes, but also the consolidated skills.
Which ones? I don't remember the consolidated.
So the consolidated
ones.
skills takes the 35 different skills and combines them into 12, and you just get less skills.
Consolidated skills optional rules.
So, for example, instead of having bluff, diplomacy, and intimidate, they're all just called influence as a skill. And instead of knowledge planes and knowledge religion being two separate things, they're just knowledge religion now because you usually study other plays and stuff like that. I have admitted that this is purely for me because then I have to, since I am used to 5th and 4th edition, I'm used to having a much smaller skill list. So
would we use both consolidated and background?
Yes.
Let me turn that on in Hero Lab and see what that looks like. I only get 3 skill points. I hate it.
Okay.
Let me see.
But there are only 12 skills, so you get a fourth
No,
of them.
They're smaller numbers. This is a game of numbers. Where's sleight of hand? Wait. So what's sleight of hand fall under now?
Sleight of hand is finesse.
Finesse? The only background skill is appraise for me. Let's see. So what would I do? I mean, I'm totally down for trying that. I don't have a problem. I just have to learn what like each of these really mean. Like society, I off the top of my head, I have no idea what that would mean.
I would assume it means like
Here, I will.
like influence in a certain town and stuff, like diplomacy and such.
Nope. It's apparently it's knowledge history, knowledge local, knowledge nobility, and linguistics.
Oh, well done.
There,
Okay.
I just
I'm wrong.
the PRD makes it really easy to understand. So,
Okay, good.
So then the other two that we were talking about is the removal of is changing to the wounds and vigor system.
I vote immediately a hard no on that.
Okay.
And even using Hero Lab, I think it's too much upkeep.
All right.
Okay.
I was gonna say I've used it before and I thought it was fine.
Well, I'm trying to remember. So what I remember from it is like as you lose health, you get like a stacking debuff on all your rolls.
No.
That
That's a different one.
Oh, okay. Which one's wounds and vigor?
So wounds and vigor is you have your health, and then it has and then you have the health that you gain from your classes, representing the fact that you have your actual body, and then you just have your ability to avoid damage, which slowly gets worn out of you because you're using stuff. So
okay.
Yeah, so you get the way I run it, which is slightly different from how they do, but I think this makes more sense, is you get wound points equal to your constitution score, and then you get vigor points as you normally would get points from your level. And then once you run out of vigor points, you start taking damage to your wound points. Wound points take longer to heal. Vigor points you get back every single day. But wounds are harder to heal than normal hit points. Vigor points are a lot easier to heal than normal hit points. And there are slight changes after that. And then it's still saying if you go negative constitution score, you're dead.
It's interesting enough, this is actually the default system kind of for Starfinder. They switched to its stamina and health in Starfinder, but it's very much the same idea.
Really? Huh.
But similar to, I think there's something called healing surges in 4E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Starfinder, everyone has a pool of resolve points, and like you could take a 10-minute rest and spend like a resolve point to get your stamina back, which in this system would be, I think, vigor.
Yeah. That's also
so there's like a mundane way for everyone to quote unquote heal.
Yeah, it's also a very similar to 5e. 5e also has hit dice that you can get back.
So the only thing I'd be concerned about with this is that I'm going to rely a lot on temporary hit points the way my build's going to work, and I'm not sure how they will interact.
Oh no, Joey is playing the 32 strength barbarian.
They just are temporary vigor points. That's pretty much it. They're super simple.
There's one I can only activate when I run out of health.
Yeah, so
each other nicely, cats.
Yeah, so I believe the way that would work is that you would just get temporary vigor points, and it's like when you're at 0 HP, you have to make Constitution checks to stay up.
There's one that, so the way it's the resiliency rogue talent I was going to use.
Okay.
If I were to be reduced under 0 HP, I can activate it to get temporary hit points equal to my, like, double my character level or something like that.
All right.
So in this case, would it have to be like I'd have to run out of wound points and then I get temporary vigor points?
Yes. But I would let you do that as a reaction, so you'd lose the vigor points first.
Okay.
Also, I did want to use the Unchained class fixes.
Oh, so like Unchained,
The Unchained
Barbarian Rogue Summoner.
Yeah, and the fighter's stamina rules, because it actually makes the fighter interesting and viable.
So, all right. So I already assumed the Unchained thing, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But that goes with the VMC Barbarian, Variant Multiclass Barbarian. Their rage works like normal. Like, they released this right before they released the Unchained stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the VMC stuff actually uses the old rage rules.
Mm-hmm.
Can the VMC rage instead use the new rage rules?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
In ours.
Yes. That was the entire reason I was like, we're using Barbarian, because the Barbarian new rage rules actually like make sense and are not stupidly complex than they need to be. I enjoy Paizo going, okay, guys, if we had actually written 3.5 and not done like all the stupid things that we got saddled with from Wizards of the Coast, here's how we would have done this.
Mm-hmm.
To note, that's the entirety of Starfinder, and I love it.
Oh, awesome.
I haven't gotten to actually run it yet. I have the book. I'm just going to ooze about Starfinder for a little bit. It's amazing. It's a fixed Pathfinder. Like, it takes a lot of...
In space.
Yeah, it takes a lot of things that's wrong with Pathfinder, and just like, they take away the trappings of 3.5 and say, well, this is how it works now.
Oh, and I noticed, I always mix up the letters in this race. Kasatha? Or is it?
Yeah, you got it right.
Kasatha.
Kasatha.
Okay. Is a core race,
Core.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
The core races are really cool.
Yeah. And then the last one that we were talking about is the removing alignment from the game variant rule. Because...
Yeah, these are all super reasonable changes. Because alignment's dumb.
Yes. So basically the way that it works instead is you pick 3 loyalties in order that your character is loyal to. For some of the for classes that have alignment restrictions, they also have some loyalty things. Like if you're a druid, you have to have a loyalty to nature or the druid code or something close to that.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So So the only other difference from that is I like you. I have done this. I have not done this before, but it seemed like a cool idea and I wanted to try it. When you guys are being attacked, instead of me rolling to attack you, I'm going to have you roll your AC -10 and do a deflect check instead.
Interesting.
So that way you guys are always rolling and get to feel like they're not, because the thing that I noticed is that whenever, and I did this too, whenever you have the bad guys rolling and they miss, it's that they're incompetent. Where if the PCs have to make a deflect/dodge check, it's they get to feel competent, which is I wanted to see if that theory actually panned out.
Well, so that was like an example. So if an enemy has like attack bonus of +3,
yeah,
it's my AC -3,
right, and you have to beat a DC 13.
Ta-da.
Yep.
Maybe a little. So right now I have an AC of 17.
Right.
An enemy is attacking me with a +4 bonus.
Right. So you have to roll. You would roll a D20 +7, and you would have to get higher than you would have to get a 14.
Ah, okay. That'll take. Is that basically Thaco? Are we rolling Thaco?
Sounds like Thaco.
I don't know. I have my knowledge. I started playing when 4 just came out, so kind of. I guess
2 hits, armor, something.
No. It's
to
kind
hit
of
AC 0.
It's a Thaco that makes sense because you're not flipping it then upside down and being like, why am I? What?
Why is my AC 0?
Yeah, basically the difference is yeah.
I thought I had armor. No, if it were 0, but it's not.
Yeah.
Right. You want these numbers to be high and these numbers to be low. What? Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Can I just dodge the attack?
Basically, just
I use the dodge feat.
basically it just takes it. It just changes who's rolling is the only
Right.
difference.
Right.
So.
Woo!
So why don't we just roll attack rolls against ourselves?
Yeah.
Why don't I just roll 1d20 plus 4 and see if I hit
Yeah.
myself?
Yeah, the idea was to make it. The idea was to an experiment to see, like, in general, our mindset as players is if the bad guys roll badly, oh, they missed us. Whereas maybe if we roll for our armor, it might feel more like we're parrying them or our armor's actually working for once.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
it becomes player positive rather than enemy negative. Hopefully, is
We
the
liked
idea.
we liked Eminem too much, is what we're saying.
Oh, is that how it
That's-
works in Mutants and Mastermind?
Yeah.
It basically
Oh,
works as
I-
you have
yeah.
a dodge roll, and if you miss the dodge roll, then you have a toughness roll. That if they
yeah, because
if you roll high enough, basically it just deflects off your arm or something like that.
Yeah.
That's how it works in Eminem.
So, question about the.
I'd be willing to try that system out, but I reserve the right to switch if it ends up not working.
that's fine. Yeah, this was literally just I've had this idea for a while. And I just wanted to try it out because
Yeah.
this is how I get better is by throwing something at the players and being like, did this work? Yeah, okay. I'll change back.
Christian question.
A Christian question, okay. I thought you just said the same word twice. I was like, something's wrong with Robin.
I've broken myself. No, go ahead.
Me. So looking at the what is it? Consolidated skills. I'm gonna highlight what could a potential negative that I'm seeing. All of your miscellaneous bonuses, which I have a few of, are like you have to remember. Like I have a bunch of bonuses. Say, for instance, to bluff. It's like not already factored into the influence stat. I have to look into it and see what
Mhm.
bonuses I could potentially have while rolling
Yeah.
this, which seems to defeat the purpose a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. As I said, this was one of those ones. As I said, this is a purely like I was like, this is my preference because it's easier on me. But if you guys think it'd be too much work and too difficult, I am totally cool with just using the base system. But I figured I'd bring it up and talk about it because I'd lose
Yeah.
nothing.
Ooh.
I think it would be less confusing for me because I'm using the Moto Crush character sheet, which has the original 33 on it, and it might be confusing for me to write the new consolidated ones on it.
All right.
That's just
Wait,
my thing.
Does
All right.
skill focus not exist in this system? Because I just realized I had the skill focus feat and it's actually just gone, and I don't know where it went.
Really?
They say something. Skill focus. Choose a skill you are particularly adept in. You gain +2 on all checks involving the chosen skill. If you have 10 or more ranks, it goes up to +4. So it does exist.
Interesting.
But you can only give it. Nope. Yeah. So if you,
I'm gonna
I misread something. So if you guys don't want to, if you guys want to use the original skill system, I'm totally fine with it. It was just a. I'm throwing this out here.
No, I just found a Hero Lab bug. Where if you have consolidated skills on and there's a human alternate racial trait to get skill focus as a bonus feat, it just doesn't give you the bonus feat. I can add it manually, but I just realized that.
Oh, okay.
Hear that, Hero Lab? Looking at you.
Like I said, I'm willing to try it. I'm just looking at it,
Okay.
saying what I'm saying.
And again, this is totally something that if you guys are like, this is not working, I am totally cool with being like, all right, we'll just scrap it, and you guys can reassign your you guys can go back and assign your skill points again.
Well, let's use an example. As your character, Robin, how many skill points do you get per level in this system?
Hold on. I didn't
'Cause-
actually
Yeah,
make
4
my character
plus your
yet,
int modifier.
So I'm like
Plus half your
working
int
off of
mod.
like 20 tabs on my. Sorry. Did I sit on my thing again? No.
Yes,
No,
I know.
muted?
I know for a fact. No, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
I was just telling you. I already had your class open. It's 4 plus your int mod.
So in this system,
Thank you, Caleb.
it's 2 plus half your int mod.
Okay.
So what did mine become? Because mine was 8 plus my int mod.
What are you, a rogue now?
Yeah.
It's 4 plus half your int mod.
Oh no.
Oh, because I have a negative. It's really
Oh.
that's
Oh,
really bad.
Yeah. So this system,
That
if you have
this
system, if you have a negative, it does actually minus it from.
No, it did before, but that's a huge penalty to
Yeah.
me.
Oh,
I was like,
dear.
I could have an. It's like, where'd all my skills go?
I'm a rogue with no skills. Thank you.
Oh dear.
No, I have a lot of background skills. I get 2 background skills,
That's good.
but they're not useful.
Oh no.
So let me try turning off background skills.
Oh, that's nice. Sorry, Cavalier and Druid have the same skill ranks per level.
Oh, that'll be easy.
That'll be nice and easy. They have different hit dice though.
Makes sense.
All right, so with this system activated, the background skill system just literally gives me 2 more skill points. It doesn't actually change anything but that. It's just a bonus. I'm sorry, I find numbers funny.
Oh dear.
Alright, so let's see.
Caleb, what are you playing?
Not playing anything. Why?
I think she means what
What are you playing at, Caleb?
what are your plans for?
What game you playing? No, what character are you playing?
Oh my goodness, I just completely zoned out. I'm sorry. It's like my 3DS is on the table, the TV's off. I don't have any computer games open. I don't know if you could.
Am I subconsciously playing a game?
My phone isn't anywhere on me. That's pretty much the last bastion of any games.
Quit playing games with my heart. No.
No, that
Yeah, I see.
that system that they had where they're like, yeah, and then for every like quarter point you have a quarter of your hit points you lose, you get a status effect. What? Nope. This is
Yeah,
this
like,
is
well,
this is
I have
way
so
too
much
much upkeep and
already keeping up everything on my character. Let me add something.
yeah, like
It seems
no.
okay. So it seems like they were trying to be like Eminem there, but they just did it bad.
I mean, I have seen that.
Um,
I've seen that in a lot of game systems that I've played, but like
Shadowrun does it.
yeah, but like for
Right.
example, like Feng Shui does that, but you only do that twice.
Yeah, they did it bad.
And Feng Shui is super easy to keep track of because it's a very simple game. So when you get to 30 wound points, you get 1 level of impairment, and then when you get to 35, you get 2, and then you start getting knocked out after that.
And then you start dead.
Only if you roll real bad on your death saving roll.
There are death saves. Oh dear.
Yeah. I am. The sounds of it, it sounds like I'm going to be playing a Dompier Ranger or a half-elf Magus.
I guess that makes you the tank, Joel. What?
Well, it's like I'm trying to balance this out. My 3 character ideas were a trophy hunter ranger now, so I can use guns. A strategist cavalier archetype. Robin's already a cavalier, so I'm nixing that one. And then a half-elf magus.
I'm gonna ride a bear.
I would prefer the Dompier, but I don't know if that's necessarily what this group needs, since we have a Druidic Cavalier and a Rogue.
Well, every
Right now.
campaign needs Dampier. I mean, come on.
Do you remember which book the Wounds and Vigor was in?
It is in Ultimate Combat variant rules.
Oh, Ultimate Combat. I was looking in ACG. There we go. Okay. Ultimate Combat Wounds and Vigor. There it is.
Yes. I have I also tried their damage as their armor as damage reduction rule, and I like the idea of it, but it just doesn't actually work.
Oh my god.
It's one of those things that I was like, I like the idea of this because it, like, the cool thing was it did make the people who had dex builds and the people who had heavy armor builds feel very different from each other. Like, that was cool, but yeah, no, it doesn't scale right with
Be it two-handed fighter or lose.
I love the difference in opinion here. Joel's just like, I can see the points in it, and Christian's just like, it sucks.
I hold it against Paizo that especially in Advanced Class Guide, they released a lot of garbage ultimate rules that 100% missed the mark. The diminished spellcasting rules, the worst attempt at nerfing spellcasting I have ever seen. It completely gutted all spellcasting except the spellcasting that was already a problem. Scrying and frying.
Oh no.
Or scrying and teleporting, I should say specifically.
Oh no.
Why do I have 30 wounds? That seems like a lot of wounds.
Okay, because officially the way that the system works is that you get double your wound points, and then when you're at half your wound points, you're considered wounded, and you start making throws. And I was like, this is dumb. Just have your Constitution mod and explain to people when you go to negative Constitution, you're dead. This is a dumb way to word this. And no one else had a builder already, so it never came up as a problem.
So, let's see. So I have 8 vigor because that's my hit die for my class, and I have 30 wounds because that's twice my con mod. But in your system, I would have 15 wounds.
That's correct.
Okay. So I would definitely read more into that and see how. Like, we kind of got over it, but I still wanted to wrap my head more around how temporary hit points and my abilities would work. Let's see. When a creature would normally gain temporary hit points, it gains temporary vigor points instead.
Oh my gosh.
When that creature takes damage, it loses temporary vigor points first. There's attacks that can specifically deal damage to wound points?
As far as I know, crits do.
That makes sense.
Crits. So crits deal most of their damage to vigor points, and then if it goes down that, they hit wound points, but they always deal additional wound points equal to their crit modifier, even if they don't deplete your vigor. And then
I definitely want to try that, the wounds vigor thing. Right. I'm totally down for trying that.
And then negative energy attacks, you can either choose to they work as reverse. The reverse way that healing does. So you can either choose to do direct wound damage, or which you do 1 per hit dice you would roll, or you can try and go through their vigor first.
Okay.
Okay, so just to clarify, my character has 11 con, so if I get 11 wound points, then I'm dead.
No.
Okay.
No.
No.
If you get 11 wound points, it is like being at 0 hit points.
Okay, so I'm
negative 11.
Incapacitated.
Yes. Yeah. Negative 11. Okay. Negative 11. You're dead.
Okay.
And then, although I will probably keep the normal hit point system for bad guys, but we'll see.
Okay. So are we doing full hit die for first level and then 3/4 for the rest, or doing full hit die?
Full,
or are we rolling?
So the way I do it is full hit die for first level. I believe rounded up hit dice for every die after, or you can chance it. That's how I've always done it. So if you want,
so you mean like if I'm a D8, for instance,
you get 5.
Average of that's 4.5. Round up to 5.
Yep. And if you want to roll for it, go right ahead. I won't stop you. I don't like rolling. I've always been like, can I take the average? Yes. Even when it wasn't rolled up in my favor, I was just like, yep.
All right. So
Joel, can I say I'm loving all your rules?
Thanks.
I'm liking all your decisions and your reasoning behind them.
All right. So 10 hit points. Okay. Got it. My character doesn't have a name yet. That's important.
Yeah. Me neither. Or a backstory, at least not on paper. or the digital version of that.
I have a vague backstory at this point. No parents in sight.
Where are they? Let's check the
Nobody
graveyard.
Creating these characters for months, they all have names.
Well,
Robin,
we all can't be as good as you, Caleb.
Well,
I just found out about this 2 days ago.
yeah, that's not a good thing. This is me being just overly.
I was gonna say Caleb was burdened by the fact that we were talking about running this game for a while, so he was like, I have time to plan.
And to be fair,
Oh.
one of the character names I've actually had for years. I just finally found.
Oh,
a character
also
to slap
when
it on.
you get an image for your character sent to me so I can make it into a token.
Oh yeah.
Question.
Yes.
Starting gold.
You can roll or take the suggested.
Good thing
you
I
mean
rolled
average?
Whatever they say as the option. I forget what it is. So
I can check right now.
They average it out to the middle of what you could possibly roll.
I think so.
usually.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
For a Cavalier, that would be 175 GP average.
Yerp.
What do I get?
You're playing a rogue, right?
Yes. At least it's the plan right now.
All right.
Ostensibly.
Did I say rogue? I meant swashbuckler.
Yeah. 100
I tried
140
so hard.
GP. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the those
Grid.
classes. I have.
Which one hurt you?
Okay, not really hurt me because but I had somebody who was playing a rogue / I think they were playing the rogue / swashbuckler. I think they are fine if everyone is playing them and just them. I don't like them mixing in with other stuff, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
It's kind of
Joel's
like
a racist
I
guy.
think the swashbuckler is a big point in contention.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people... I honestly think the issue is a lot of people mismanage their swift / immediate actions, which is a huge, axis of balance for them
Yeah.
that, often gets missed.
Yeah, I look at it the same way as like the Mythic Adventures stuff. That, if you're playing a campaign with just them, they work fine, but you can't have like one person playing a Mythic Adventurer and one person playing a normal class. They kind of just butt heads. So,
But yeah, no, current plan is rogue, VMC, barbarian.
Rogue.
Rogu. And I'm gonna be a deep one hybrid.
Oh no.
Hey.
all right. So, fair warning. I will say because I have played through the first book myself, and I've started reading the second one just so if I need to set stuff up, if I want to try and set stuff up ahead of time, I know it's happening. There is not a ton of stuff for rogues to do.
That's fine.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it is very.
I'm not your average rogue.
Okay. Go right ahead. I just wanted to make sure that was understood. That
What are you stereotyping rogues? What are you saying? My party's right there. I'll just steal stuff from them.
Oh no. Oh no.
Is the enemy considered flanking with me?
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
don't.
Okay.
Nope.
Because we know you won't.
No.
Good thing we
Oh, what are
removed
the-
alignment because I'm evil.
What's the name of that race from Greyhawk? Their version of halflings. They're kleptomaniacs.
Kinder?
Yeah, the kleptomaniacs. Don't you dare play a kinder on me. I will drop rocks.
can't
Everyone
play
falls
Small Race.
so fast on top of you.
I'm surprised how quickly you managed to find an in joke with a new player. That's
Oh dear.
The the only small race I would ever consider playing is Orangpadank. Strangely enough, because they're the only small race with a bonus to strength.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Funnily enough,
I will say though, halfling sorcerers are terrifying.
Oh yeah. Well, is it halflings or gnomes that have the racial trait for sorcerers?
I'm not sure. I don't remember because it was the racial guide wasn't out when I saw it, but it was just someone who straight up was just playing a rogue sorcerer, a halfling sorcerer, and he was just terrifying because it was like, yeah, I'm super dodgy, and I get bonuses to hit people, and I get bonuses to charisma and dexterity, and you're just like,
I played a halfling. That was fun. I had a great sword. Yeah. We were playing 4E, and I was playing a, what was it, Ardent?
yeah,
Oh, right.
yeah, in the other campaign where you were the paladin.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that took a campaign. How did I forget about it?
Well,
So let's hop back to what's our thoughts on the consolidated skills.
Personally, would prefer not to.
Yeah, same.
that's fine.
Yeah, I'm leaning toward no.
That is totally fine. As I said, I was like, this is for me, but if it is going to cause a lot of problems, I have no problem just doing the original thing, and that's fine because since I'm running a pre-published adventure, they'll have most of the
I was
stuff
about to say,
in
wouldn't like everyone's skills then be messed up?
there. Kind of, but
That's pre-published.
A little bit.
I was
I-
going to, if people wanted to, I was going to convert this to 5th. I was just going to convert everything to 5th edition. So converting
Oh,
things
wow.
is not hard for me.
Now, would we still use background skills though?
That is a good question.
Which essentially becomes 2 bonus skill points for flavor-based things, except for some reason sleight of hand is in there.
Yeah, and also knowledge, the knowledge skills I don't get because I was like, those are like knowledge geography.
Only some of them are considered background skills.
Well, like okay,
engineering.
engineering is the only one. Engineering and in some campaigns, nobility. Also, handle animal is I'm gonna. Okay,
Question.
yeah.
Yeah, would knowledge nobility make sense for a noble-born character in this campaign?
Yes, it would.
Boop,
Oh, there's silence. We lost 5 subscribers.
Oh no!
Oh please, I have like maybe 1 or 2 people who watch right now.
It's better than we've had.
I mean, I've slowly gained people as we started doing this. Unfortunately, after they stopped updating duels, I stopped streaming it, and I stopped gaining as many people because that was my main thing that I streamed. But Arena's coming out soon, so yay.
I need to update my knowledge of games.
I
I thought of the wrong arena.
Oh, sorry. No. It's
Elder Scrolls Arena?
Yes.
Let me get out my Commodore.
no.
Oh,
Arena
man.
is the name for the new flashy Magic the Gathering stream friendly game that they're coming out
Play
with.
Magic.
I
this
do.
day just keeps getting better.
I'm a very big Magic player who hates Magic Online because it is stupidly expensive and dumb.
Am I bad because I play Commander? Because I only play Commander.
I play Commander too.
Gamer circles intersect.
I play Paper Commander, but I do enjoy playing some Standard just for the deck building aspect of it and the challenge. And I have a free program that lets me just build any deck that I want, so it's fun to just try and build the best deck possible against other people's best deck possibles. But yeah,
Cockatrice?
no, X-Mage actually.
Okay.
I find it.
Other one.
Yeah, the other one. I tried
Now
using.
there's a schism.
I tried using Cockatrice and I found it harder for me to wrap my brain around. I was like, I don't feel like learning a second thing after I found X-Mage. Yeah, no,
Don't mind me. I'm just over here putting on deodorant.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the world now knows about it.
The-
All 2 of the people.
The one advantage of playing online, we couldn't tell.
I just got out of the shower. I haven't put it on yet.
Yeah.
Let's
No,
see.
I mainly I play Commander in paper.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
But I mostly play like the budget jank.
2.
I build all my decks because that's what I find fun.
Boop.
if a card costs more than $1, I'm like, do I really need it? I need 100 of these.
That's fair. See, the thing is that my wife is also a big player, so
Ooh.
we put some monthly budget aside, and we always play against each other. And then we also have we have a pretty large friend group around here that plays, so I can justify it a bit more. Mainly because I always have somebody to play against.
Oh, that's awesome. I haven't gotten to play in a long time.
Aw. 3, 2. Numbers games.
Oh man.
Let's talk more about numbers. Man, that's one number.
Also, for the campaign traits, I am open to the discussion of the bastard being half human instead of being just limited to humans.
Yeah, that seemed a little strange.
Yeah, I was like,
It's a bit odd, isn't it?
It had to be a human. I didn't read that one fully.
it was, yeah, it's limited to human characters. I'm like, being half a half breed seems like a pretty good reason for everyone to like not think that you should exist.
I think that a half elf or a half orc would technically be more.
Yeah, that's what I was like. This is dumb. If you're half human, anything, just that you can take the bastard. That sentence came out weird out of context.
Pioneer. There we go. I wrote Pioneer in Homeland. I needed to stick it somewhere.
All right.
Yeah, do you guys? Does anyone think the balance of the party would be thrown off if I was a ranger?
I never consider party balance.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm worried about is someone trying to do the exact same thing I am. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
By the way, Christian, what exactly are you playing?
Well, I actually wrote up a dossier.
Oh no.
But yeah, I'm gonna be playing Cavalier, but I am planning on being focused on using a bow. So if that changes your decision at all.
No, I'm gonna be mostly melee.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be beefy melee guy.
Yeah. So
Try that again. I'm going to be using a crossbow and a sword to start out with. A gun is worth 1,000 gold.
all right.
Plus, I don't get amateur gunslinger till level 2.
Okay, so you're not dual classing into gunslinger?
I mean, that wouldn't really make much. Just give me a crap ton of deeds.
Yeah, gunslinger, you have to keep track of a lot of things.
If I am a gunslinger, do I start with a gun?
Yes. You start off with a crappy gun, but you start with a gun. Also, if you become a gunslinger.
Hey, don't talk about my blunderbuss that way.
if you would choose for your second level to become that, I would find an in-game reason for you to find a crappy gun. If you multi-classed into gunslinger, I'd be like, oh.
You're drinking from the water fountain, and the pipes are clogged. So you take
There's a gun in there.
You take out your spanner wrench and undo the pipes and find a musket.
Yeah, so I will.
And then the game becomes a point and click mystery.
I laughed way too hard at that.
In that case,
Ooh.
just start as I might. I
Yeah.
might decide to be a gunslinger. In that case, I might not take the gunslinger themed ranger, and because that would be redundant.
Right.
But wait, who's gonna flank with me?
No, if I'm going to start as, I might just start as a gunslinger and then multi-class into ranger.
Okay.
In which case, I would remove trophy hunter because all that does is give me an amateur gunslinger and access to more deeds as I take level in ranger.
All right. So so as far as I could tell from the thing, it's the adventure is balanced for 4 players, so I'm just going to create a long-term NPC to hang out with you guys unless we actually find a 4th player, and then something will happen to that long-term NPC.
Something sexy.
No.
Well,
so
if you're a necrophiliac, I guess.
What was the background skills decision there?
Let me reread through background skills. Can you put adventuring skills into background skills?
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Whatever. That's fine.
So, what are background skills again?
It takes some of the skills that aren't basically mechanically useful, like profession and craft, and it moves them into its own subset of skills. So every time you level up, you basically get the normal amount of skill points, but you also basically get 2 bonus skill points that you can only spend in those less useful skills.
Right.
Like craft pottery and
yeah, I was gonna say
astronomer.
the only reason I paused was because actually like looking at how this campaign is, like a bunch of these actual skills are actually useful.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't necessarily agree with linguistics being on there, but maybe that's just because I'm the person who likes being able to speak every single language. But
Right, I don't agree with sleight of hand being on there at all. Sleight of hand is
Sleight of hand is on there?
yeah,
Yeah, I
Like-
don't. It's a big buff.
like basically, like in my opinion, I would have profession, perform, and craft on there.
Yeah.
Maybe appraise.
Yeah, maybe
I don't see
maybe
that being used very often.
yeah, maybe praise. But okay, so the ones I definitely wouldn't would be handle animal, knowledge
Yes.
history should definitely not be on there. I could give you knowledge geography. Like I get that people get that. The only thing I think is people get that confused with knowledge nature a lot of times.
Yeah.
I
kind of want that actually.
The
How can I get that?
which is frustrating. And then
Geography
sleight
is
of
large
hand.
scale. Nature is small scale. Geography is looking and saying that's a forest. Nature is seeing that's a forest of dangerous and poisonous plants.
Nature is saying that's a forest. Geography is saying that's a forest. Nature is saying that's a cypress tree.
Ugh.
Ultimate combat wounds and vigor.
How do I get geography? I want it.
How do you just possess
I want
geography
it.
as a concept?
I want it.
Yeah.
Give me your geography. Give me all
is
of your
technically-
geography.
So if
That
you
is technically what we're doing.
yeah, so
Give
since
me all this geography, mine.
I was gonna say since Pathfinder is one of the games I play the least, and if you guys think that the extra feats really help out a lot, I'm okay with having that thing that we posted too.
Oh,
Does it
sweet.
rework?
When I multi-class into druid, I get knowledge
Rework.
geography.
Yeah, and then
Woo!
since you now actually and then since with the rework you would get weapon finesse, you can just get a extra feat.
Wait, who, me?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I mean,
Are you sure you want to do this?
current finesse weapons characters
I'm
can choose to use
wonderfully
dexterity,
happy
strength,
with
if
that
fear,
because
finesse.
I need skills that I might need. Oh wait, no, that's negated by one now.
Yeah, I mean, because you're supposed to be getting that as a feat anyway, so yeah, just get a bonus feat.
Oh, I
I'm
can
gonna make
create a
sure to
character
make you
sheet
regret
for
this. I'll look at options, see what I can do with that. I definitely don't want to power game too hard.
Not too hard.
Not too, just I gotta have just the right amount.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll just throw a red dragon at you.
Oh dear.
That's always been my philosophy about giving players stuff. Is I'm like, I just throw harder monsters at them. Like, this isn't a hard fix.
Ta-da.
So, yeah, what was the
Right.
free feat we were looking at getting there, or the bonus feat?
Oh, so part of the rogue rework is they get weapon finesse for free.
They do. Okay.
So I was like,
Yeah, because as a rogue, what else would you pick?
exactly. So I was like, since you would be getting that as a free feat with the rework, and we're doing these rework rules, go right ahead and.
I'm gonna find the dumbest, most flavorful feat I could possibly find.
Thank you, by the way. That actually removes one of the 3 feats that I almost was forced to take at level 1.
Although I will yes. Though I will not be giving you a damage bonus based on your dexterity, because that is dumb.
That's not, but I get that level 3?
Oh no. You can get that. I'm saying so I played with a group once that they had something like this, but this was weapon finesse was the only feat that they eliminated. And they're like, yeah, and also you can add your dexterity to damage. And I was like, that's dumb. I didn't complain, but in my head I was like, that's broken because dexterity goes into way too many things already. Like,
I mean, there's a lot of ways to get it into dexterity to damage now. I do agree that it makes dexterity too much of a super stat.
yeah.
But I've never had too much of a problem with it because if someone, like, if your frontliner doesn't have any strength, you just put them with a puzzle where it's like, you have to lift up this heavy thing. They're not strong. They can do damage, but they're not actually strong.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, combat maneuvers tend to wreck them as well.
Yeah.
But I do agree that, like, I even have trouble, like, building diverging from dexterity because it's like, but dexterity's so good.
Yeah, it's literally, it goes into everything in 3.5 style games. It's like this.
It could literally just be initiative, and I would still always put points in it.
Yeah. It's
See, that would be the only way that I could deal damage in melee is weapon finesse. Because right now I have a negative strength modifier.
Looks like I'm gonna be the strong man.
Uh,
Ooh, there's a Hero Lab mod for the eliminate feat taxes off. Wow!
oh yeah.
How do I install you?
so hold on.
See, I'm so used to dealing with not having people who are tech savvy that I was instantly like, all right, let me go find out and tell you how to. Oh wait, no, you know what you're doing. Never mind. Go.
I work in computer. I have a computer science degree. I just gotta find. They have a really crappy like blog.
Sorry,
Name.
I thought you were going to say, "Oh, I have a computer science degree. Let me just go find it."
Where did I put that thing? Which of my hard drives? Because everything I do is computers.
I do not, but I ran IT for an entire college for a year and then worked there for 2 years before that, so I have practical experience.
Never
Ta-da!
mind. Yeah, never mind. Weapon finesse does exactly what I thought it did. I didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it adds to the damage, just to the.
No. I was talking about we were talking about two different things. So one, I was talking about a group that I played a few sessions with that they had a rule that weapon finesse also made it so that it added damage to finesse.
They just made it 1 feet?
Ugh.
That's so dumb.
Quick shot and deadly aim are free. Oh my gosh!
It's like martial characters can do stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
And then they reworked rogues, so rogues get a bonus feature where they, at 3rd level I think it is now, they start dealing damage equal to their dexterity modifier.
Mm-hmm. There's also a couple feats, some scimitar based one, fencing grace.
Oh, I also just realized that Robin is so far is the only person who's probably going to be a spellcaster. Whew.
It is wonderful having a game with no spellcasters. I just finished one, and I could do things, and they would be forced to deal with it in a normal way and confront their problem.
Like, as weird as it may sound, like I feel like in 3-Point Path, it's kind of built for there not to be a spellcaster, or at least not a high level one. It kind of
nothing's
gonna be
built for a high level spellcaster because they don't listen to the rules.
This is that's one of the things I liked about that's one of the things I really liked about 4th edition was how they balanced that.
How'd they do that in 4th edition?
So
they did it in Starfinder, but I'm curious how.
So in 4th edition, the way combat works is completely different. So everyone gets a selection of powers that they get to choose from, and everyone gets a selection of at-will powers, which they can use at any time, encounters, which you can use once per fight, and then dailies, which you can only use in-game day. And It doesn't matter whether you're a martial class or a spellcaster, that's what you do. And then, so all the martial classes got cool out-of-combat things they could do, and then the spellcasters had a few ritual spells that they could cast out of combat, but all their battle spells were powers that they picked, and you picked new ones and more powerful ones as you leveled up.
Ooh, interesting.
Yes.
Done pretty well.
Yeah, in my opinion, as from what I have played, 4th edition had the best system for spellcasters. I understand people had a problem with it because the martial classes only having like abilities that they could use once per day. If you were not playing in Forgotten Realms was kind of weird. There was actually an in-lore reason why in Forgotten Realms that it was working that way. But it threw some people off because it didn't simulate what they felt martial classes could be doing, because you're like, why can I only use my super powerful move once per day? It's not like I'm using magic to do it. Where the two things are one of the podcasts I followed had a good explanation, which was narratively that the technique is made to only take advantage of certain openings, and so it narratively you only probably get like the chance to use it a few times per day, or like once per day to capitalize it up. And then in explanation, in Forgotten Realms, because of the weave being shattered, magic went crazy, and so martial classes were able to do insane feats because they were able to tap into the weave to boost their powers already, subconsciously, because there was no like direct magic that you interacted with. It was just magic existed. So that's the reason for explaining it, because 4th edition was like 5th edition, where Forgotten Realms is the default. But the spellcasting system for magic users made so much sense. I was actually really disappointed when they went back to spell slots in 5th edition.
What was it, like mana based or?
No, so it was you had at will powers, which you could use at any time, like cantrips. Fights that you could only use once per fight, and then moves that you could only use once per day.
Ah, okay. I like that.
Yeah, and you only had 3 combat spells in each slot at a time. But you could cast ritual spells still. But yeah, so they're combat. Yeah. 4th edition is amazing if you like combat heavy games. It's the best combat system I have played so far. So.
For this game.
Yes. Sorry.
Sorry, I got lost doing math, and I completely forgot where we were.
That's fine. I was
Numbers.
I was filling dead air while no one had any questions for me.
So we didn't lose any subscribers. What?
Right.
Why did I lose the background skill again? I don't understand. Stop doing this. No, don't save changes to portfolio. Ooh, the thing I installed that Hero Lab add-on and it works perfectly.
Yay!
I haven't played Pathfinder in so long. Class bonus only applies if you put 1 rank into it, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, you thinking you have it bad? I have to keep 3 different. I have to keep 3 different additions stuck in my head at the same time. not only this, but because the Sunday game is going to be 5th edition, now I'm going to have to keep 3.5 and 5e rules in my head simultaneously while playing the same campaigns. At least before I could subjugate it, as in like, all right, this is what I need to remember right now.
I like the vocabulary is eliminate feat taxes. Wait, why when I turn that on do I lose a background skill point?
Oh no!
What's going on?
All right, so
Sorry, I
Eliminate
still
feat.
find it so amusing that
Oh.
fly you can use untrained. I know it doesn't actually mean anything.
So yeah,
but
so I
it's
don't know
funny.
if I don't know if you guys ever had this problem with new players, but every single time I have taught Pathfinder to new players, I have immediately, as soon as they see the skill list, explained that flying does not give you the ability to fly. It just says how good you fly when you get the ability to fly is.
Had that explained to me many times. I played a Sylph sorcerer with the elemental bloodline. I had to wait such a long time to fly.
And then he immediately became a superhero.
I mean, that kind of happens at high level of D&D.
A stupidly charismatic party.
I did not save that. All right. So, one other thing is I have actually made a campaign calendar for this game.
Ooh.
This is getting too responsible.
What sort of profession should I pick?
Yeah, so another really cool thing is once you start building your own kingdom, the game starts to, at times, you'll actually have like extremely long periods of downtime, so you can actually like craft things. Like crafting is actually a viable choice of a thing in this campaign.
Ooh.
Yeah. Pretty sure I'm going. I want to craft alchemical charges, or do I want to actually craft something I can sell?
I mean, alchemical charges are pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
And I can shoot them.
Yeah, so I made a calendar and it actually has like the in-universe months on there and everything.
Oh, I thought you meant like for us to meet. This is way cooler. Like so that we can actually be on time and no.
Yeah. So yep. So you guys can
That Cristian, that never happened.
yeah. So you guys can actually
I'm sorry.
make notes and
I
put
had
down
pickleball.
put down on what day certain things happen, and we can we'll actually be keeping track of the time and how long it takes to do things.
Let me
Yay.
add this to my drive. So okay, so you use Drive, so I can send you stuff on Drive.
Yes.
Right? I tend to keep a character folder. I send to my DMs on Drive.
That's perfectly fine. Yep, I use Google Drive all the time.
Let's see.
This will stay here, right? I don't have to like.
Yeah. It'll stay.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah. So all right. So Caleb, if I remember correctly, when you were talking about this character, you have a house in mind that you want to have loyalties connected to, correct?
Yes.
All right, and then Robin, as a pioneer, get the feeling that you don't really care about what the nobles do. You're like, I want to look after the people and the people who are on the front lines and stuff like that of the
Yeah,
wilds.
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Cristian, did you have a preference for having like a house in mind that you wanted to be connected to or something like that, or not really?
It's definitely something I have to. Oh, I figured it out. It was a bug. Okay.
Okay.
It's something I have to speak with you about because I have an idea for my character's motivations.
Okay, that you would like to keep secret.
Yeah, I don't just talk to people.
Secret.
All right.
People can just know about it.
You don't know me.
That is perfectly fine. All right, so then
I need more stone.
all right, cool. So it sounds like all right, so then depending on that, so it sounds like the plan will be that you and Caleb will have probably different houses that you have allegiances to.
Potentially.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know enough about the noble houses yet.
Okay.
I have already crafted.
A noble house of my own.
As
Yeah. So
a massive nerd, I enjoy like
What?
I enjoy stuff like heraldry, and so I made a personal shield for my character already based on his house. So it's in paint, and it probably looks horrendous, but it's.
I can help you with that. Don't worry.
what,
About
Caleb? You're a massive nerd. It's not like we're on the internet preparing to play a D&D campaign or anything. The nerdiest of all activities.
that. Caleb is king of the were nerds.
No, not where vampire.
No. We are not playing Vampire the Masquerade. That is a different RPG.
Right. That's.
Okay, so I'm Okay, so.
Oh, so
okay,
also, I
listen.
don't know. I don't know if I don't feel like the thing explains this well enough. Your so you guys will eventually be the leaders of a town, becoming settlement, possibly becoming a kingdom if you do well enough. And
We're gonna do so good, Joel.
on page 6 it lists the different
Numbers. We're gonna play with numbers.
On page 6.
Oh, all the different like things you can be.
Yeah,
like,
the different roles
king, warden.
and what stats they require. So I will say this from having looked ahead: if one of you has in mind that you would like to be the king, have a high charisma, because the charisma bonus that the king gives to the kingdom is insane.
Reminds me, I wanted to look at Mysterious Stranger again, because that's...
Though I am willing to hear the argument for wisdom and charisma, because that makes sense to me that a wise ruler would also be a good ruler, but I guess charisma and wisdom both make sense to me, but...
Yeah.
Ooh, I could be a counselor.
But, I mean, if you want to go the full ruler route, you can become the ruler and then get the followers bonus and then actually have your own little army and stuff, which makes sense to me. So,
if someone is very wise but they look like the worst person in the world, they still have the appearance of a terrible ruler.
that's, I guess.
So yeah, I'm reminded of a story from a book, a historical fiction book I read. Basically, a guy was Galat, didn't really do much, and when his leader came to inquire as to what the deal was, the moment he was sober, he had everything solved in the kingdom. It's just a very charismatic person, but definitely an efficient one. Just not so. He wasn't exactly someone people wanted to follow all the time. So I guess wisdom could dictate certain things as a ruler.
Yeah.
They just have to work a lot harder at getting people to follow them.
If you want charisma, Caleb, might I recommend the Mysterious Stranger archetype?
I'm looking at it, yes.
It's really strong right about level 11.
Well, the thing about playing a Dhampir is I get bonuses to my dex and my charisma, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. If I remember correctly, it's not that. Which book is that in? I know I could just look it up online, but I also have the physical books next to me.
It's always the smell of the books.
It's also the feel. Yeah, because I started playing... Pathfinder was the first RPG I really started playing, and I was in high school when I had very spendable income because I didn't have any expenses, and I worked a lot of hours, so I bought almost all the books that were out at the time because I could.
All the books.
Yeah, one thing that you did miss right at the beginning, since a lot of the beginning game is going to emphasize exploration and adventuring out in the wilderness, there is going to be a stronger emphasis on survival gear than normal. Like actually making sure you have enough food to go out and explore.
Can foraging be a profession?
Or
no.
Oh.
That's just survival.
But okay.
Yeah, so what I've pretty much narrowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've narrowed it down to 12 kits that basically will take care of us for several days.
Okay.
Or actually even less than that. Some of them I put in as jokes, but since the grooming kit won't help us survive, but boy will that be just fun to know I have.
What should I craft?
Baskets.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Baskets and only baskets.
will be. I imagine that being useful. So yeah, just get yourself a Pathfinder's kit or a campsite kit or a fighter's kit or something. Just
See,
start
Robin,
out with trail rations.
you have those confused. Basket weaver is a profession.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yes, it is.
No.
There's a profession, but only if she's doing it to make money. What if she's doing it on the road to hold all the food we forage?
I don't know
Then
anything about this game.
Then I would still let you use that. Because you could still use profession for those sort of things. Yeah, crafting is alchemy, armor, bows, traps, weapons. I think are the 5 main craft skills. Oh,
Bows and
here we go.
weapons are separate.
Yes, because making a sword and being a fletcher are 2 very different skill sets.
Maybe I could be a Fletcher.
All right.
That would be
The most common of craft skills are alchemy, armor, baskets, books, bows, calligraphy, carpentry, cloth, clothing, glass, jewelry, leather, locks, paintings, pottery, sculptures, ships, shoes, stone masonry, traps, and weapons.
I think I will make bows.
Might spend my extra money on just survival kits.
Or no, that might not be
No.
very good.
I mean,
The only one who needs bows is me.
yeah. But on the other hand, you do get to make your own. At the very least, you get to make your own ammo, which is a very good way to keep costs down.
Or are we keeping track of ammo?
I will be keeping track of ammo for the beginning part of the campaign. This because of the survival wilderness focus of it. So, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna put fletching down in that case.
Yeah. Now, since I know not many of us are used to keeping track of a bunch of items.
Yep.
Food, I've gone to the trouble of looking through the kits, and I have some money left over. Would you guys just want me to buy you 2 Pathfinder's kits? And
I definitely have enough money to buy stuff, but I won't
Well,
say
that-
no.
I mean, just so that we have 2 more weeks of trails rations that we don't have to buy.
Oh,
And worry
also,
about-
See, that depends because, like, the idea that I had behind my character is like she's kind of self-sufficient in the wilderness.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
I just do that anyway. I don't know.
That being said, is there any particular profession I should pick that would be useful for that, or is that specifically just for making coin?
profession's just for making coin. That is why people
Okay.
do not usually take it. Common list of profession skills are architect, baker, barrister, brewer, butcher, clerk, cook, courtesan, driver, engineer, farmer, fisherman, gambler, gardener, herbalist, innkeeper, librarian, merchant, midwife, miller, miner, porter, sailor, scribe, shepherd, stablemaster, soldier, tanner, trapper, and woodcutter. So I guess
Ooh, trapper.
I was gonna say a trapper or shepherd would probably make the most sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick trapper.
There you go. That's a good one. That's close to foraging.
That's close to foraging.
Go accept my friend request.
No.
Okay.
I need to send you things.
Oh dear. Around this thing.
Is there a little red number
Ah.
1 in your top left-hand corner?
Boom.
Click on
There we
that.
go. Sorry.
Ding. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So if I do this and I do this,
Yeah.
and I go over here.
It was funny. You were like, accept my friend request, and I was like, okay, and I went to Facebook like an idiot.
No, not real life, friend.
I was like,
You
okay.
think Facebook is real life? What? No.
For the record, I am bringing myself a gunslinger's kit, a gear maintenance kit, a map maker and a map maker's kit and a grooming kit. Really, the only ones I expect to use are the gunslinger's kit and the map maker's kit. I just bought the other two because they're cheap and I felt like it.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just thought the only one I thought he was gonna say the only ones I saw myself using were the gun maintenance kit and the grooming kit, but
No, the map maker's kit should probably be. I imagine actually having a map maker's kit might actually be a good idea for exploring wilderness.
I am gesticulating because I'm formulating what I think
Oh.
your character might be like.
Okay, so I completely forgot to mention this. I'm sorry. This was my bad. I prefer if when doing point buy, you only have one stat that's negative.
Dear. Okay.
Caleb.
What? You can't prove I did anything yet?
Purely because I have had problems with min-maxers in the past, and so I just make it a blanket rule so people don't fight me on it. So I am sorry. I have made it a rule for everybody, so it's not a rule for anyone in particular.
I feel singled out by this.
No. You just reminded me of it because I was going to text Caleb and tell him this, and then I forgot because I was like, I'll tell him on this, and then we started talking about other things, so I forgot to bring it up. But seeing it on somebody's sheet reminded me, oh yeah, I need to tell him about my rule.
I actually didn't give myself any negative stats this time.
Ooh.
Proud of myself.
If I do that, and move this
If
up,
I move these points, I'm actually buffing myself. That was an intentional weakness built in. I now have a non-negative will save.
well, if I take this down, whoops, no, that's up. That's the wrong way. That helps out a lot, and I can just use that later.
Oh darn.
Yeah, I need to figure out what I'm going to
Fix it.
what I'm gonna have as an NPC to go with you guys.
This.
I thought for once my will save was going to be my highest save. It is not.
A shaman multi-class kineticist. The perfect NPC for us.
Oh dear.
I'll give you right back. I'll get some water.
Okay. Dead space.
Ugh.
Wait, no. Advanced Players Guide. There we go. Base classes. Let's see. Is there anything in there that I want to do?
Erase all these like so. Okay, that should be good to start out with, I think.
Oh, this is Druid.
I don't know. There's a chance that I may straight up just make life easy on myself and choose fighter.
Well, I did say we're gonna need a tank.
I mean, our rogue is going to be pretty tanky, but
What have you done?
go. My character sheet decided that I didn't want to be there anymore.
All right, I'll be right back as well. I'm going to throw on rice for dinner.
Oh gosh. We have to entertain the masses, Caleb.
Oh, we do we?
Yes.
That's unfortunate, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's very unfortunate for our audience.
So, I had negatives in my strength and my constitution, pumping it all into my dex and charisma. So yeah, with that, this is probably a much better build anyway because I got better stats across the board,
Mhm.
and I'll have my dexterity and charisma right back up where I want them. A very short while.
Alright.
Yes. So that actually helps quite a bit. Let's see. Constitution can stay right where it is. Intelligence stays right where it is. Wisdom goes up this time. Charisma goes up.
Mount.
Yeah, I like these stats a lot better anyway.
Oh good.
Doesn't help my survivability much, but that is fine.
Are you going to be Van Helsing?
It's a vampire or a Dhampir. He's a human.
Oh. What about the one from the anime?
That Van Helsing is an organization led by Sir Integra. Sir Integra. That's still so hard to say. The official noble title is Lady.
Well then.
So then,
What did you
Wait.
what was the order that you said I wanted?
Green.
The Order of the Green. Okay.
Yes. The original Van Helsing in Helsing, darn it, redundant. Let's see. The original Van Helsing is referenced, but none of them are Dhampirs. I don't even think there are any Dhampirs in that series. As I think about it now. Pretty sure everyone just turns into full vampire. Dhampir is child of humanity. Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm back.
Hello. So you are Blade.
What?
Okay, that's closer. That's much closer. She's trying to find character analogous to what I'm creating here. My gosh, she's giving birth to Blade.
Oh dear.
I actually watched a Twilight movie, if that was the case.
Oh good lord.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
What was this about Twilight?
No, we watched that when they were still coming out yearly. I was greatly amused by the bum reviews of them. So it was just so Robin was referencing different characters my character could be, and it's like, oh my god, she's giving birth to Blade.
I will admit those are actually really funny.
Exotic mount. Paste.
I do have a lot of the macros for the tokens, as much as I could for generic stuff pre-built. So
Yay.
Okay, quick note. Due to the fact that I'm now starting as a gunslinger, so I can have a gun.
yes.
Other than taking confirmed what my first feat is going to be, and it's important. I am now healed by a channeled positive energy used to heal living creatures.
Oh, that's nice. That's
And channeled negative energy used to heal undead.
oh.
But both only heal half the normal amount. We'll still
You got
take
the
damage.
best of both worlds.
No, shut up. Okay, that is one of the very few things that annoys me to that degree. I will still take damage from positive energy used to harm undead.
Just you can actually be healed like a normal person. It's like you're a real boy.
This is. I know how much of a problem that is playing a Dhampir character, especially with an 8 constitution. So I'm just going to get that now.
I had one player be a Dhampir once. It did create some interesting times. The fun part though is when you accidentally get healed by negative energy.
Oh dear.
And I GM'd, but the villain is like, wait, what did that just happen?
Yeah. Oh man, one of the campaigns I was listening to had a Dhampir in it who had only told one other character, and they were good enough that they weren't metagaming it. So like, oh no, we're gonna accidentally kill her because we want to try and save her. They eventually got around it, but it's like.
Yeah, I've had this idea in my head for a short campaign, that would be like higher level, and it'd be short. It'd be like a movie, but it'd be based around a group of Damfire kin killers that were purposely bred by a church to do that.
Interesting. So they'd all be dayborn vampire killers.
Yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to try it once.
Then you could experiment with all the variant vampire heritages. What are they called?
Bloodlines. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. It's also my thing that I've always at one point wanted to see a group where all the players were playing an exotic race, or everyone was playing the same class, and see how that worked out.
Always wanted to do that. Doesn't even matter what class. It would all be fun.
Yeah. Well, and I've always wanted.
Bard would be the most fun.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that in Pathfinder, because Pathfinder, I feel like, is actually the one that's so modular that you could actually get away with everyone being the same class and do completely different things with it.
Right.
If you do all bards, you can have it be like a band campaign.
So, funny story,
I kind of want to do this.
I've done that. So, so when 5th edition first came out, I was still in college, and I was home on winter break, and me, Ben, and Aaron were all home on winter break, and his little brother Josh was there, and Ben ran a campaign. We're like, all right, we're gonna randomly generate everything, and one other guy, and Aaron's brother-in-law was there too, so 2 of us got bards. And then the other person got a paladin, and then Josh got a paladin. And Aaron got a monk, a lawful evil monk. Because we completely randomly generated everything. Like, all of our, the class, the stats, everything was randomly generated, because we just were feeling wacky and fun. And so the storyline that we settled on was that we were a band. Josh's paladin, who had the highest charisma, was the front man of the group. And Aaron's character was our disreputable manager.
Okay.
And we were doing the Dragon Queen thing, and so basically we came to this town and it was under siege. Like, well, they can't pay us. They're going to pay us for this gig. We can't have a gig if there's no town, so we're gonna save it. And it was actually a lot of fun. But I agree. Ever since that, I've been like, I want to legitimately do this with people and have it pre-set up ahead of time.
Yes. Okay, so with armor and druids, how does spell chance failure on
You
medium
don't get
armor
that because it's arcane spell fan
Yep.
chance failure.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Not divine.
Okay.
Divines don't care.
Okay. I just can't wear metal armor.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay.
And when you transform, if you transform, your armor disappears.
Oh, good. So I don't break it every time.
Okay, so you're starting off with Druid and then going Cavalier?
No, I'm going Cavalier and then going Druid.
Ah, okay.
But I'm planning ahead of time so I don't have to completely switch everything once I take a level in Druid.
That's fair.
You kill a bandit and the metal armor starts burning you. I leveled up. Make it stop.
Oh, no. Oh, lordy. Okay.
I guess for this PDF had a breakdown of all the noble classes.
It has a short description at the end under the campaign things. If one strikes
that's why I can't.
Yeah, it's underneath the Nobleborn, and then it breaks it down to each one of the different noble houses. If you are particularly interested in one and would like more information, I do have a bit more info in my in the actual document, so I can.
It's under the map. I see it.
Yeah, I can give you more info.
There's one.
Yeah. So the big main problem in the kingdom, I think I may have said this, is that the true king has disappeared. There is somebody who half the nobles believe has a legitimate claim to the throne, the other half don't, and so that is causing tension. Yeah, so if you would like more info on one of the houses that you are considering, or if you have chosen one, then I have more info for you.
Nope.
Yeah,
Sorry.
You don't care. You're like, these highborn noble idiots can go ahead and do what they want.
Funnily enough, I wasn't paying attention.
No, you
Yeah,
don't.
That's hilarious, Rob. I'm sure Joel's excited to hear that you weren't paying attention to him.
I mean, as a pioneer, it kind of works because you're basically like, I don't care who I pay taxes to. Nothing changes. Like it doesn't
Exactly.
matter to me who's the one in the big house. I pay my taxes. They protect me. I don't care about all this noble arguing over who has the most power and why they should have the most power stuff. That's dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking to see if scale mail was actually made of scales or if it was metal. It is in fact metal.
Yes. I believe there is a dragon scale mail that's possible to get that is not made out of metal.
I don't think I have the coffers for that.
Yeah, that is ridiculously expensive.
So I think I'm gonna stick with hide for now.
Hide, yeah. Yes.
All right.
Hide is pretty good.
I need to pick a favorite class if I'm doing this.
Yes. Although chainmail is still the most overpowered armor in the game.
I can't wear that.
Okay. You mean breastplate, right?
Could be. I remember in 3.5 it was chainmail.
It's breastplate in this game. There's
Okay.
no reason to wear anything but breastplate after a certain point.
I mean,
Unless you have no dex, at which point it's just full plate.
yeah.
Unless you're a druid. No.
Well, I think there is some.
There's
Living
the ironwood
steel, I think it's called.
Yeah.
There's some material you can make metal out of that.
Yeah.
You can
So,
physically wear.
heads up, because I am not, I don't play Pathfinder a ton. I'm not well versed in it, and along with that, my typical GM style is how do I do this? Is when something comes up that I don't know how to do, I basically go, all right, can I find this answer in 30 seconds? If not, I just go, all right, I'm gonna make up this ruling for this week, and then we'll look it up afterwards. So, just so everyone is aware of that and not thrown off by.
That's okay. Cristian knows some things. He can help.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
I know a little bit.
What?
I'm trying to find
only
it.
ever
There's
know a little
specifically. Is it
yeah.
ironwood? It's ironwood.
Yeah, iron. Yeah, there's an
Okay.
iron.
Yeah. Breastplate is definitely the best because it's the hey guys, you want to get like a +3 to your dex and have a 6?
Yeah, you want to have both the highest armor bonus in the medium class and the highest dex modifier and the lowest armor check penalty? Let's just make that. Let's just make that an option.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to choose anything else.
Nice.
And then if you make it a mithril, oh, now it's light armor and literally everyone can wear it.
Yep.
Armor?
Chain shirt. Chain shirt is also real strong.
Ooh. Can't wear that either. What?
Because +4 to your armor, you still get you +4 dex, tiny armor check penalty, and speed. I will also, so heads up of something to consider. With armor is when you are exploring, how long it takes to explore certain areas is very much decided on your speed. So if you are wearing armor, it'll take you it may take you a couple days more to explore an area. If you do it in armor.
I'm sorry, I was looking at numbers. What?
So if you are planning on having something like hide armor, which lowers your speed, you may want to think about also getting like studded leather to wear in your day-to-day travels while exploring, because your speed of exploration, how long it takes you to explore an area, is dependent on your walking speed. So,
Okay. Mm.
Okay. Take a quick look around here.
Well, you have a mount, Robin,
Oh yeah,
so you don't have to worry as much about that.
that's a thing.
it is.
It's kind of like the point of your character build, I think.
Actually, she has 2 mounts.
Technically,
She has
because as a pioneer, I start with an extra horse.
Oh, is that an actual archetype?
oh, it's one of the
What is this?
Oh, one of the traits you can pick.
Yeah, the campaign traits.
Right.
Caleb, sometimes I can't hear you when you talk.
It's probably because I talk very low.
I can. Oh well, I have Caleb turned up for a good volume for me. So.
Sorry. I'll try not to mumble as much
Oh,
for now.
you're fine to me. So, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just having him drop out every once and again. Maybe that's just me. Well, he's in the room next to me, so it doesn't really matter much to me. But I was just wondering if it was happening for anybody else.
Ah,
I haven't
That's
noticed it.
That's possibly why I'm noticing him drop out more, because he says something in the other room and I don't hear it over the recording. Like I didn't hear his he just laughed in the other room and I didn't hear it over the recording. Or over the chat. For example, why is Leaf Armor 500 GP?
Because it's
make armor out of leaves.
It's
It's effectively studded leather armor masterwork plus 200 gold. I don't know.
It's because it's magical leaf armor.
Well then.
Look at that.
I could just go outside and rip leaves off trees right now. Why is it so expensive?
That's why I didn't pick studded leather. It has an armor check penalty. My bad. Never mind. I'm good.
Yeah, it contains no metal. It's effectively masterwork studded leather. So it's like a combination of those two. Where masterwork studded leather would cost 175, I believe. You're paying a lot more for it not to be wetter. Wow, that is really a golden efficient item.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
It's
still
very
gonna pick
golden
hide.
efficient.
I'm gonna stick with hide.
Yeah.
Hide's good. Pick hide. Yep. Okay. About that. Alrighty.
Now,
Okay.
this is something I couldn't do before. Am I allowed to curse?
I mean, I'm not gonna. Okay, let me put it this way. I set my stream for all ages, so
Mhm.
I prefer that people don't. But I'm not like
Okay.
get super mad at you if it slips out because I understand. But yeah, I run an all ages stream, so when the
Okay,
stream's
that's
on, I prefer not. But you know, if you want to swear afterwards, go right ahead. I don't care.
Things just come out. So. Completely forgot what I was doing for a second. Ugh.
That's funny. So did I. I was like going through my tab and just like, what was I just doing? What was I just doing? Oh, I was checking the weight of the armor. 25 pounds. There we go.
Question: if I buy an animal, I cannot automatically ride it. Is that correct?
Well, you need a good ride check.
I mean, depends on the animal, but you can ride it just if it's not combat trained. The second anything spooky happens, it bolts.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
So so you can ride. You can get a riding horse. It'll just don't bring it into combat with you.
Well, technically, I already have one, so maybe I can just give it to you.
I know, but there's 4 party members and thus far only 2 riding animals. No, that'll be good to
I'll
bring
just
to the
hitch it up
forest.
to my bear.
Yeah.
I know that's.
Caleb, I will give you a heads up. I wouldn't worry because there may be a chances that you get horses pretty early on.
Noted.
Breath of the Wild style.
Yes.
Yes.
But you don't get the best horses till later. Or in the beginning if you know where to look. Boop-a-doop. +4. 4. That's minus 15 GP. Hide is cheap.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty much I think the cheapest of all the armors.
Sweet. I could spend more on my bow. Let's get a good bow. Let's find something. Yeah.
At level 1, you're not gonna buy a good bow.
Yeah,
Level
nope.
1, they're really
Dang.
prohibitively expensive until like level 3.
Yeah, this is why I was like, get crafting bows.
I took fletching. It'll be the first thing I do.
Yeah, that'll take a while.
Oh, okay.
I mean, fortunately,
Well, that's all right. I'm
I mean-
probably not gonna appear till later. Yo, horse.
fortunately, this campaign you actually have the time to do it, unlike a lot of other ones.
Yeah. And I live in the forest, so there's plenty of material.
Ooh. That's right. I kept this open. Because there was something I wanted to look at.
Do I get martial weapon resistance?
Oh, I think those were words. I'm not 100% sure, but if you were playing a cavalier, I think you pretty much get all.
All the weapon proficiencies.
They're basically
Yeah,
fighters.
You get all martial weapon proficiencies.
Okay, good. Yay. Let's see.
Yep, you get all simple martial, all types of armor, and shields, except for tower shields.
Boop a doop. Well, why not? I don't understand. Why can't I have a tower shield? No.
Because nobody is proficient with tower shields. Are fighters even proficient with tower shields? They are, including tower shields. They are the only ones that are actually proficient
they
with it.
specify, including tower shield.
I guess that's the one of the few benefits you get from playing a fighter.
Bonus. Yeah. Okay.
You get to
Long range.
you have proficiency with the two-handed shield that you'll never use.
Ooh. Okay, so can I cast as well as have a bow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you basically hold the bow in one hand.
Yeah, you need
Half
what?
the other.
Yeah, you need one free hand.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't something silly like arrow catch working on bullets that I wasn't counting on.
All right.
It's how the feats worded, Robin. I flavored it sufficiently.
I don't know which one of the classes is more broken, druid or cleric?
Cleric.
Yeah.
Cleric. Cleric has a much better spell list, so cleric.
What's a hurl bat?
It's really not inventive. You can probably guess it from the name.
Does it come back?
I don't know. Yeah, it's real close because the animal companion though really does make that hard choice though.
Ooh.
I can wild shape and I get an animal companion. Wait, what?
Wild shaping's really bad compared to 3.5. They nerfed druid into way more balanced proportions compared to 3.5.
That's fair. This is true, but I still remember playing with a druid and the insane stuff that she did.
Oh, they tend to. I mean, any prepared caster could do that stuff.
Yeah.
But like, if you actually want to like wild shift and like hurt people, you have to actually have physical stats now. In 3.5, you just got the physical stats of whatever animal.
Yeah, that's
you
how that
transformed
is.
it
That's
to.
how it is in 5e2 now.
Oh, why would they make that mistake again?
It's because you don't get animal companions.
Oh, at all?
No, I don't think so. If I remember correctly. I can double check. I will double check, but no,
Oh.
druids. They only get wild shaping. Oh yeah, so you and not even there are two paths that you can do. You can either go as a caster druid, which is a druid of the circle, or you can choose to be a morphing druid, which lets you wild shape.
Oh.
So there's specialization.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you're a wild shaping druid, that's what you do. You you turn into animals and kill people. That's your shtick.
By rope.
Yeah, the ranger is now the one who gets the animal companion.
I love the ranger. I wish they would unchain the ranger.
Yeah, the ranger is probably was probably the best of the baseline martial classes before the change ups.
Meeper, shush.
Mainly,
Cat is telling me it's time to sleep. My goodness.
I can afford a longbow. Where are you guys from?
Yeah,
My
but you
cat-
can't afford a composite longbow.
I could.
For what, straight +1? It'd be like all your money.
0. Nah, I think a longbow is sufficient. I don't plan on buffing my strength that much anyway.
Okay.
I
So-
have always wanted to do a fighter archer build just to be
It's
pedantic.
really strong.
Get a +3 composite longbow.
Oh dear.
I went kind of the stereotypical, archery many shot build in my last campaign. It's so stupidly powerful. Like, you don't even have to try.
Well, I've never been in a Pathfinder campaign that got past 5th level, so I've never seen anybody actually. I've never actually had.
Dang, I have to get a composite.
Why?
Because in the description of the longbow, it says a longbow is too unwieldy to use while mounted, whereas the longbow
Oh yeah,
composite
that's
can be used
yeah,
while
that's the big
mounted.
thing about the composite bow, right? Is that you?
Wait, really?
So I have to,
Yeah, you can't use-
So I have to get.
Yeah, you can't.
I never knew that. That is such a weird and stupid restriction. Who is going to consider that rule outside of level 1?
Well, me apparently.
I mean,
It's level
Okay.
1.
Out of carrying capacity here, so I'll just stop buying things.
Yeah, I can't actually use a composite longbow +1, so that.
Yeah.
I have 10 strength.
I mean, I get it. Like, it's one of those things that I'm like, I get this from a historical perspective because that was the entire reason the Mongols killed everybody, because they could actually shoot longbows from the back of horses.
So I guess I'll get a composite +0. Just so I can use it on a horse. And or bear. Because reasons.
Good reasons. Well advised reasons.
How much interaction with actual nobles will we be doing?
In the early part of the campaign, not much.
Okay.
Yeah,
Later.
the later one, a good bit from what I understand.
Okay.
I have only read through the first book and glanced at the second one because, yeah, even with how insane I like to prep ahead, that's too much. I've read the synopsis of each one of the books and what to expect.
Oh, good. When I ran Rise of the Ruin Lords, I read the book like 3 times all the way through before I ran it at all.
Oh
and I
wow.
still wasn't ready.
Oh, I understand. If it hadn't been the fact that I have played through this campaign, I have played through this twice.
Wow, really? The
Yeah.
whole thing?
The whole first book. So
Okay.
I know the first one.
There's a lot. There was a couple times where I was in Rewards where, like, if you hadn't read ahead, like, there were certain things in descriptions of later chapters that you had to know.
Yeah.
And I was like, why no?
And you're like, and these were released 1 month at a time? Yeah, I will say, heads up, something to know, is that your charter is basically like only to map so far, like
Butts. Sorry.
half of this map, because the lower half is made for the next book. Which, when you started playing this and you only had the first book like we did and you didn't know, and you were like, hey, why don't we explore down here a little bit? And then you've accidentally explored areas that then you'll technically have to go back and explore because your GM didn't have all the information. And it wasn't their fault. It's just they literally didn't think that they should, have to get the second book ahead of time. Because he was a sane person. And also, it was literally the first campaign he ever ran, so.
Three.
4.
Oh, sorry. 20. I'm putting numbers in.
Yeah, I will admit, in my opinion, the worst thing about the two worst things about Pathfinder, or maybe not the worst, but longest things for starting up, choosing feats and choosing your equipment.
Choosing feats becomes hard when you use the feat rework, because then you actually have options.
Yeah.
For the first 10 level.
Seriously.
Okay, so for the longbow, my attack bonus is my BAB plus my dex.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeet.
And the damage is just the damage dice of the
Yeah,
weapon.
the 1d8.
Okay.
I did it.
Yay. Also, if you guys could get art to me, then I can make tokens.
Right.
I wanted to make sure I could actually ride a bear first before I did my character art.
Is it there?
Oh, there is a with armor speed. There we go. So base speed 30 with armor 20. There we go. Burrow speed.
No.
Not yet, you don't.
I will put X's in them. I do have a climb speed, right? What's climb?
Your climb speed is, no. No,
No?
you.
Unless you have to, like, gives you a climb speed. No,
Yeah.
you don't have one.
Yeah, that's what I was like, I'm gonna double check and make sure I'm not remembering the wrong edition. But no, you climb speed is athletics based, unless
Okay.
you are a thing that has a climb speed. Like I think the monkey and the cat race may have climb speeds.
They can get the monkey has one by default. The cat can get one with an alternate trait.
Same thing with swim speed.
Swim, you're just not very fast.
Quite.
Oh, can you swim?
I can swim.
Okay.
Okay. I think I'm getting there. Oh, dang my AC. I forgot about that. 10 for 17 so far. That's not bad for almost a druid.
What?
17 armor class.
Oh no, that's maybe I'm just used to playing other editions, but I'm like, no, that's a real good starting one.
That's pretty good for level 1. Like 17, 18's kind of what you want to aim for.
Yay!
And if you're like really like decked out, you can get like 20 at level 1.
Dexed out.
Decked.
Yeah, I think
But
that's,
yes, that too, though.
Oh dang! I always forget what touch and flat-footed mean.
Which is without your
armor.
It is without your dex.
Okay, so 13 and 14. Okay. Thank you, Caleb.
I enjoy how in later editions they got rid of those, and they're basically like, yeah, if you have a surprise round, you get a +1 to attack. And you're like, that makes so much more sense.
Okay, so in alignment, I'm gonna put nature.
Yeah, we have to choose
Your-
those, don't we?
Yeah, your loyalties. And no one is.
Do we have?
Alright, I gotta fill those out.
Yeah.
My characters to care about things? What is this game?
Okay.
Can they all can I have duplicates and can they all be me?
No. You have to have
Clearly.
3 different ones.
Can they be synonyms?
As I said, me, myself, and I.
No.
Those are different.
Macaroni, cheese, macaroni and cheese. Those are my 3 loyalties.
Well, I mean, if you were playing yourself, yes.
Okay, so do we have a list we choose from, or do we just pick 3 generic?
Yeah, you just pick up 3. The only one is if you are your class had a alignment restriction, then there are either loyalties that you cannot take or you must take, aka like a druid must have nature or the druidic code or something similar as one of her.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine the Cavalier also would have to have a loyalty to their order.
The order
I think they have to be lawful, if I recall correctly.
They do not actually. You can actually have a cavalier of any type.
Right. No, yeah, you can totally have Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing Order of
Yeah.
Green, so that's very similar
yeah.
to nature also.
Also, not that in case anyone's character dies and they want to roll up a paladin, my rule for paladins are that you have to be the alignment of your god, not lawful good, because that makes way more sense to me. Like, no, you're supposed to be the embodiment of what your god honors and thinks is good.
That makes sense.
It makes even less sense for anti-paladins having to be chaotic evil, because that literally makes no sense.
Yeah, no. I've recently had this conversation with another friend of mine about how I hate the way that they have anti-paladins, because like we're having this conversation how there really should be 2 things, because there's 2 different like anti-paladins. Like the one that makes sense is the Darth Vader archetype anti-paladin. That's the one that we like, where, you know, it's like the lawful evil version. It's the corrupted dark black knight one. And then there's the brigand, I guess, kind of thing, where he's the complete opposite, like the coward and stuff like that.
I'm gonna put Natural Order as my first one, because that kind of combines the Order of Greens thing and also the Druidic
That's cool.
thing.
I'll be right back.
Okay. And that also plays into what I think this character's stance on nature as a thing is, because I always found it kind of weird when a druid has a carnivorous companion, and then they're like, no, but we can't kill anything. It's like, okay. Good luck with that.
I don't want any more rice balls, but Pikachu, we don't eat Pokemon. Yeah, we do. Give me some Tauros meat.
Hi, cat. Meeper is freaking out. I think she can't be calm unless we are in bed with the lights off at like 10.
Well, she's like, this is how this is. This is my
Strange.
schedule. If you're not on my schedule, then things are wrong. Everything's wrong. The whole world is wrong.
Although before I actually start passing judgment like that, like I just did, uh, did we feed her?
Let me look in their bowl. There's still food in there. They're fine.
Alrighty.
Oh, natural order. Now what? Friendship.
Okay.
No, probably not.
No. Loyalty to pants.
Anti-friendship.
Rivalries.
I have a
Oh,
loyalty
gosh.
to disloyalty. Also paradoxes.
Although oddly enough, some people actually try to do that.
Oh my gosh. Oh, seriously though, what else am I gonna put down for this?
I'm thinking. Next one be to the house I'm from, just because of how I'm doing this. Make sense. I would. Let's see. At least it's slightly easier than the alignments. I at least have 2 out of 3 picked.
Did I spell that correctly?
HAT?
No. I think so. Caleb, sufficiency. SUFFICIENCY.
Right.
Okay. My alignment is spilling into my player name.
Okay.
Nobody needs to know who I am.
Makes a good order to
Okay.
put those in.
Okay, so I've got natural order, self-sufficiency, and what else should I put? Bear.
You're loyal to your mount.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
In all seriousness, I have no idea what to put for the next one. What?
Whoever made the calendar for the Pathfinder dates, they made the calendar correctly, but they didn't actually spell out what all the days are.
All right, I'm back. Are there any GM questions?
Not at the moment. No.
Not right this second. I'm still trying to figure out
did
what I
it
should
not-
put for my last
Did
I
it?
think I'm almost done, actually.
loyalty.
Did it not save? I thought it saved. Dang it! All right. I don't know why that didn't save.
We probably should have an initiative.
Yeah, that's important.
Boom.
Question.
I could have sworn I went through and changed these.
It's fine, I think. Change what?
Oh yeah, no. I did. Okay. I actually have the days of the week as the actual in-universe days of the week. I got confused because they both start with Sunday. I was like, I thought I changed these. I did. Yeah,
The only one I can never remember was Wheel Day.
Sunday. Yeah, it's. Oh, did I put Toil Day twice? I did. Like a noob.
Noobs always put toil day twice.
Really?
Yes, that is the only thing that distinguishes a noob.
An oddly specific thing.
Well, I'm an.
Ugh.
I have quick clear. I need to change that.
Caleb, what do you think should be my last loyalty?
Memes.
So that's a good one. Maybe.
So some
I don't know, you
options
kind of have it.
from what you've told me. Family possibly. Um,
My family is me and my bear.
okay. Innocence, the frontier.
Been like a light protector of the.
Yeah.
Jinn.
Defending.
Well, I already put down natural order, which I'm using to encompass like the order of life and death and the order of nature in general, that sort of thing. Basically, the loyalty of my druidic self and also my order of green. I'm
So
using that to encompass that.
So family might be another one. Just anyone who gets close to you to become family.
What's your second one?
Self-sufficiency. Like in all situations, I want to try to not have to rely on people.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, you don't really need to figure it out till next week, so you can have
Okay.
time to think about it.
I will.
I
think
don't
on
know
it.
if Caleb said this, but I'm going to be in Georgia next week.
Okay,
Yes.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I have lots
I
of
could
time.
potentially play on my laptop, but I don't know if that's like a guarantee. I don't know what the Wi-Fi is going to be like in good old Georgia.
No, I did not, because I think I misunderstood what Joel said. Are you running 2 sessions a week, or are you running 1 session 1 week and 1 the other?
I am okay. So I am running 1 session a week, which is for you guys, and then Aaron is running the other campaign on Sundays. So
Okay.
I am in 2 campaigns. I am in 2 campaigns, only running one of them.
Mistake. I thought this was only going to be every other week.
Ah.
I mean,
Okay.
That was
I was gonna say if my history with campaigns is anything to tell you, it's basically we do it every Thursday we can, which probably will equal to about 2 weeks out of a month.
fair enough.
That's how things have a tendency to go. Sometimes you get lucky and you get 3.
Oh, good. Now I have 60 gold pieces left over to spend on whatever I else need. I'm going to spend all of it. Let's see. Items. Vehicles. No. Goods and services.
Oh.
The cart.
Sorry, I was looking at the animal. Yeah, more animals.
I did have one friend who did that. Who literally he was like, "All right, I have my druid animal companion." Literally, his build was just to see how many pets he could get. He goes, "I have a druid animal companion. I have a familiar. I have a dog. I have a trained dog that I bought. I have a trained horse that I bought. I have a trained goat that I bought."
Why are capybaras only 1 GP? I could buy 60 capybaras.
I'm gonna guess that is heavily dependent on what culture you're from. Let me see that map.
Okay, this description is confused. Yeah, for the capybaras. It starts out with these tiny white rodents and ends with sometimes referred to as donkey rats due to their size.
No, that's correct.
But
Yeah.
tiny is a size class. Why would you call them donkey rats?
Because
If-
that's their nickname. I don't know. That's what people call them.
And I've seen
They're-
capybaras. They are not tiny.
I think they fit in tiny size. Tiny is like the size of a
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah,
Well,
tiny.
depends.
No, tiny is a tiny is
Cat, actually.
as a size class. So as a size class, tiny makes sense. No, because they're definitely not small, which is anything that is
Like
3. It's like what 3 feet to I think like 2 feet.
Yeah, I don't know. Gripply break that because Gripply can be like 1 foot 9 inches. I should be a Gripply. Change my mind.
Men, go.
Too late.
Hi.
I'm gonna be a reverse stereotype. The princess kissed the frog turned to a person, but then their kid ended up being a frog, and that's me. They disowned me.
Sure.
They don't want a stupid frog kid.
I may steal that
Oh
if I
my
ever
gosh,
play
could I
Gripply.
just buy, oh my gosh, could I just buy a couple jars and fill them with house centipedes?
They're snacks for the road.
They're 1 copper piece a piece.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you desperately want to, I'm not gonna stop you.
Church has house centipedes, and she to see them quite recently.
They're
they're
funny
quite-
looking.
They're quite interesting.
Yeah, I'll probably just build a first level
Fun to scare the kids with, apparently.
a first level fighter to pal around with you guys.
Yay!
So what's my goal?
Bear bag? What is this?
It is it's
Someone,
a bag.
someone with their bag here. Huh?
Ah!
Open it up. Ah!
Osaka, I don't need.
I don't know, but whatever's inside it, I'm sure it's unbearable.
Get out.
Free me from this
It's
mortal
a
coil.
bag.
Someone with their bag here. Huh?
Oh, it's
Open
a
it up.
bag that has bear preventative
Don't
measures.
need
I don't know,
Okay,
but
that
whatever's
makes
in-
sense.
Oh yeah, you put all your stuff in the bear
Yeah.
bag and you hang it in a tree so bears don't come and eat your
Oh,
gun.
that thing.
Or whatever bears do. I don't know. I've never been a bear. I don't know what they do.
Eat.
I've never once been a bear.
You barely meet the requirements. Did I make Robin storm off in anger?
That was the sound of me throwing my headset.
Okay, I'm fine.
You have a really light and dainty headset. It barely made a noise at all.
It might just be the softness of my bedspread.
All right, cool. I'm gonna disappear and do some more cooking. Be
Okay.
right back.
Okay. I think I actually have almost everything taken care of here except my weapons.
Owlbear binders. Owlbear binders. You can buy them for 10 GP.
Interestingly
Just in case.
specific.
Just in case.
What are they exactly?
I'm assuming exactly what they sound like. Used in siege warfare, these binders restrict the owlbear's vision to directly where its head is pointing, helping to stop the owlbear from getting distracted and allowing the rider to focus his attention.
Yeah, it's like those little things you put on horses around their eyes.
Blinder! I read
Okay.
binder.
Like owlbear binders? So you're binding? That's
No,
very
no,
oddly
they're
specific.
no, you misunderstand. They're binders with cute little owlbear pictures on them.
That somehow makes it worse, actually.
Then you can keep all your office supplies together in one place.
Quick question here. The attack bonus is base attack bonus plus strength for melee, base attack bonus plus dexterity for ranged, correct?
Yes.
Or if you have the appropriate weapon, you could also be base attack bonus plus dex for melee.
Right.
As a beast rider, does my mount come with barding?
No.
Okay, then I will buy some.
And they do need the armor proficiency feat. They typically don't start with it. Animals can have feats. Typically, you get them at least light armor proficiency. Slap some barded armor on them. It's the same price as buying, or it's the same thing as buying regular armor. Just it costs a little bit more for the barding to fit on your animal.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I thought this was funny. I was reading the Beast Rider excerpt, and it says here, a Beast Rider cannot choose a mount that is not capable of bearing his weight, that has fewer than 4 legs. First mount in the small sized Beast Rider, Allosaurus.
That has 4 legs.
No.
I really want to run like a World of the Lost vampire, not vampire, dinosaur, campaign at some point. Where just like dinosaurs are the main creature you guys are running into.
Tyrannosaurus, Deinonychus, or Velociraptors are also acceptable choices. Also have 2 legs.
I mean, you can ride an ostrich.
That's what I'm saying, but
I can?
yeah, you can.
Ooh.
Ostrich is part of it too. No, but I'm just saying, in the Beast Rider excerpt, it specifies that you can't choose a mount that has fewer than 4 legs.
Oh.
And yet they list those dinosaurs as possible mounts. It's like, you know, that's a thing.
I would read that then as anything that's not this.
Hmm.
You can't. You have to have 4 or this. I'll be back.
Question again. Thrown weapon, is that also done with strength?
So, the attack roll is done with dexterity. The damage roll you add your strength to, though, for a throwing weapon. They have in Starfinder they normalize that to be strength and strength, but in Pathfinder, range attack roll is for your dex. The actual damage roll though uses your strength.
That kind of does make sense though.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
it's just a
actually
little-
thrown throwing knives. It requires a lot more finesse than it does strength.
Granted.
So don't forget to add your strength modifier to your melee and throwing weapon damage rolls.
Yeah.
So if the blade doesn't hit, at least you can smack him with the blunt force.
Okay.
After half dragons. What is this? Oh, I can just get a regular saddle.
Just a regular saddle.
And a saddle pack.
Normal?
Well, one that isn't armored.
Okay. Plus that.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of There's a screaming banshee somewhere. I'm trying to figure out what kind of saddle I will need.
Oh. Will they have beast
I
saddles?
didn't even know there's different kinds of saddle.
Ah, there's that banshee again.
Oh, that's my keyboard sliding across my.
Oh. Okay.
I was like, what is she talking about?
I'm thinking a riding saddle. Really.
Oh, that's a magical item.
Oh,
It brought up the war saddle.
Okay.
war is magical.
I should have shared with you, Joel, my character folder for this in my drive. I don't really have much in it at the moment, but this we're gonna have like backstory and stuff like that.
Okay.
Copies of my character sheet, things like that. Do you have Hero Lab?
I don't have the Pathfinder Hero Lab.
Okay, so I'll make sure to add PDFs and stuff for reference.
Cool. Boom.
Thanks, PFSRD. That helps a lot. Price varies. Varies from what?
Varies expensive.
Pathfinder. Riding saddle price. I got actual riding saddle prices. I accidentally put 3 Ds in saddle. Sad diddle.
Somehow don't think that's right.
It redirected me to the animal gear page again. That doesn't tell me what the price is. Oh, maybe
But eventually,
maybe the Pathfinder, maybe Paizo.com will tell me. Let's see. Riding. 10 GP. Okay, that's doable. Wait. I feel like there's a column in here that I'm missing.
It's a very important column.
Because they list riding saddle twice. One under 10 GP and one under 30 GP. I'm assuming one is for a medium.
Typically, that's on different.
Oh, it's got captions. I didn't see those.
Cristian. All right.
Yes.
What's your thing? Does he have a name?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
No.
I gotta actually sit down and write stuff. So there's a pack saddle, riding saddle. So there's riding saddle and then riding saddle, comma exotic.
Oh.
These saddles are designed for a variety of unusual mounts, customized for a specific type of beast.
Darn it! It still says price varies.
For this, the price for exotic is 30 in Hero Lab.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
So I will spend 30 on my
Fine.
riding.
I'll just name him Christian's guy right now.
I need to come up with a name for my
Okay.
character as well. Oh, I need to make a character sheet for my bear.
Oh, that's always a fun time. I was gonna say there should actually be annual companion sheets if I remember correctly. Token creator. That's what I was going for. Token tool. I'll be back. Have to check on food.
What time is it by him that he's eating food? Or cooking it, I should say.
my sister gets home late, so
What am I looking for?
that's why.
Fine. Digital character sheet.
Okay.
New character. Bear. Bear. Hello. Okay, so it's just 1d4, 1d3.
Good.
Okay, 15, 15, 13. 2.
Those are all of my weapons. Very nice.
How much HP does my bear get?
Ooh. Oof. Missed something.
Uh-oh. No, seriously, how much HP does my bear get? How do I tell this?
There's a separate table for. Well, you're gonna need two things. You're gonna need the actual stats from the bear,
Mhm.
which is going to include its con modifier.
Yep.
And on the Cavalier mount acts as a druid animal companion. So you go to the druid animal companion page, and that should have a table similar to. It does. Your character thing that tells you stuff about your animal. The animal companions use a D8 hit dice, and
Oh,
at
okay.
level 1 have 2 hit dice.
Okay.
I am here.
Joel! So,
What time is it by you that you're making food?
What'd you say?
What time is it by you that you're making food at this hour?
11.
Wow,
Um,
that's a late fooder.
yeah, my wife often works nights, and so she doesn't get home until like 9:30. So we've gotten used to having dinner around 10, 11.
I couldn't live that life.
Well, when you have lunch at like 3 in the afternoon and breakfast at 11, it's not that bad.
So, animal companions get 2 hit dice at level 1. Is it both are max or one is max?
I'm sorry, what was that?
So,
Oh yes.
yeah, are they both
You'll have to ask
max or
Joel.
yeah.
I never knew how to handle that.
Okay.
I usually just give them max.
Yeah,
but
that's what I was doing. I was just thinking it over.
Okay, so you said it was D8, so 16. Okay.
plus con modifier.
Plus cover.
Because for some reason animals are really strong in the early levels and then immediately taper off.
Okay, so 17.
Wait, so would her animal have to use wounds and vigor?
Yes.
I was going to, yeah.
What am I looking for again?
Bab is 1.
See here, I just want to.
Did you turn yourself up, Kay?
Sorry.
Okay.
Why?
You just seem louder for some reason. Oh, my bear gets a feat! And skills.
Why not?
Hey, Caleb.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I forgot what you told me. What was the house for your guy?
Thorlovsky.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
Sorry, Caleb. Which one was that again?
Orlovsky.
Oh, okay. I misheard you. I combined two of them together, and I was like, what?
Get it out so that you don't have to. Okay, I think I might have everything. No. Just do that. Okay.
Do-do-do. Boop, 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 boop.
That's those.
Also, don't forget that you guys get because I did until it was pointed out to me that you guys get 2 traits, so you can either choose both of them from the campaign or try and find one that makes sense from the list that's online.
We can.
Yep.
Neat.
I'm trying to find the verbiage that confirms that. I know it's 2. Like, here we go. Found it. Okay. Select 2 traits or 3 traits and a drawback. All right. Just to prove that I'm not making stuff up. That's the Paizo website.
After you said it, I was like, oh yeah, I think he's right. It was just I remembered wrong because it's been so long since I played.
Right. I just wanted to make sure like it wasn't something like I just assumed
Right.
was correct just because I had always done it that way, and I'm stuck in my way of thinking, and I'm ruining society. And
good thing I chose 2 traits then, I guess.
or you could take 3 traits and a drawback, and all the drawbacks are terrible. So please don't do that.
Okay. A race trait. So that I'm not insisting that we explore in the dark.
Good. Good.
So what's the word of my second trait?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And okay, it's 1 feat at first level, another feat for being human, then another feat for being a fighter, right?
If you were all of those things,
If you are
then
all
yes.
those things, then yes.
Yeah, okay. And it's like, okay, I have 1 feat. I don't think I get more. It's like,
Yes. Which does actually lead to some kind of cool builds for the fighters.
yeah, provided you can actually get through it pretty well. Ooh. Go ahead and put this in there. One of these.
Wow, that's way bigger than I want it to be.
Okay. Drawing.
Yes. I forgot all my racial things.
Like your stat modifiers.
Yeah.
Oh, those are a little
like-
important.
Well, not my stat modifiers, but like my racial traits and stuff like that.
There are some neat ones for half elves, especially with the alternate racial traits.
Keen senses. I will be right back.
Are you sure?
Yes. Feeling that this is probably the better way to do this for now. Feet. Level 3.
What was that?
Next feat, like level 3 of a class.
Well, you get normal progression feats every other level, so 1, 3, 5. If you're a fighter, though, you get feat basically every level.
If you're multi-classing, then that would be... Oh, but no, wait, because there would be level 1 in another class. Derp.
Well, no, it's character level.
Yeah, it's character level.
So it's character
It's every
level
other
1.
character level, okay.
Yes.
So it wouldn't matter.
So
okay.
at level 2, if you take, like, if you go from fighter to, say, something that doesn't get a bonus feat like Bard, you would not get a feat.
Got it. Those, okay. And I'm just thinking, would I rather go without for 2 levels? Ability to heal or the ability to fight in melee?
What's your multi-classing plan?
Thinking about going into Ranger a little bit. Hold on it, but
My personal suggestion is that if you're going multi-class, typically it's gotta be for a really good reason.
okay.
I would just stick with full ranger.
I wanted the gun, but
Oh, you want guns
yes,
specifically? Oh, I thought you were going gunslinger.
Slinger. You said like you would stick Ranger exclusively.
Yeah, because it's a little harder if you don't want to wait for the gun.
Gunslinger just starts with 1, so it's like
Well, I definitely think gunslinger / ranger is a really good build path. They both scale off of wisdom by default. Both full BAB. Gunslinger is probably one of the cleanest classes to one level dip in. Especially because they also have
that's true.
you get the quick clear deed, which is like the deed you really, really need, because if you ever misfire without it, it's like, well, I can't use my gun until we get to rest for an hour so I can clean it out and fix it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give that a bit more thought.
Just don't roll 1s and you'll be good.
If you're using a musket, don't roll 1s or 2s. If you're using a musket with alchemical cartridges, don't roll 3s. Or potentially 4s. just shave those parts off the dice.
Yeah. And if it's someone else's gun and you don't have the feat for it, don't even try. Don't roll a 12, practically, by that point. Ugh. I think a gunslinger's weapon counts as broken for everyone else. So does that mean if they roll a 1, it explodes?
No, broken is just a condition that imparts a -2 penalty on attack and damage rolls.
Yeah, I thought with firearms.
If a broken weapon misfires, then it explodes.
Right, so he's saying if one of you picks it up and misfires it, does it also explode?
Oh, yeah. If a fire misfires for anyone while broken, it explodes.
Okay, so since it counts as broken for everyone else, it's like if I roll a 1, now it's really broken. If anyone else rolls a 1, then it just explodes without having to be broken. Okay, I might. Well, it's nothing to good use and fix that or something. I don't know.
So a role-playing warning, my current character idea It might be a little mean, might be a bit of a rude dude. So I'm just gonna throw that out there now. If he becomes too grating or anything, let me know. I don't want it to be an unenjoyable experience. But it
Is
might
that
not be.
because of all the macaroni and cheese he's making?
No, we're out and surviving. We can't make any. He's going to become incredibly grouchy.
Not only that, but you're existing before the common invention of pasta. No.
If the character is off-putting, just know it that's not me trying to display any kind of emotions to a character. It's just the current character idea I'm working with. Then again, I'm gonna try not to make grating and annoying. But just be ready for that.
The great grating was grating. It's great.
I use cheese term grating.
This is great. Yeah. I'm gonna go back to eating my pretzels now.
Are they hard or soft pretzels?
They're hard, but they have peanut butter in them.
Ooh, I'm really hungry now, but I want to eat because I'm going to bed soon.
Yeah, this is what it was. Multi-talented. Half-elves choose 2 favored classes at first level, gain 1 hit point or 1 skill point whenever they take a level in either one of those classes.
Right, which is changed to or any of the other favorite bonuses. So.
Wait, it's changed. It's changed to what?
Any of the favorite class. It changed to any favorite class bonus.
Okay.
So.
What race are you?
She is a half-elf.
Half-elf.
So for Cavalier, your option.
Multi-class race.
Your option is. So Cavalier, you can add +1 foot to the Cavalier's mount's base speed. This option has no effect unless the Cavalier has selected it 5 times. Yeah. And
So not the
Okay,
greatest.
so I can pick an extra.
yeah, and
bonus.
then for Druid, when you're a Druid, select one Cleric's domain power at first level that is normally usable of number of times equal to 3 per day plus Druid's Wisdom modifier. The Druid adds half to the number of uses per day for that domain power.
Sweet.
For Druids whose nature bond gives them an animal companion, add +1 skill rank to the animal companion.
Sweet.
Very nice.
Ooh, that second part's actually really good because animal companions tend not to have a lot of skill points. Very helpful.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying not to keep my mic muted for long because I'm chewing.
That's how you're housing your freaking chewing. I was like, she can't be eating hard pretzels. I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Getting peanut butter everywhere. Not everywhere, but mostly in my mouth. Alrighty, I'm going to write that down real quick.
Okay.
Cristian, besides the adding 2 to your wisdom and minusing something from something, did you change anything else on your sheet?
I'll just link a new one.
Okay, cool. Because I have nothing to do, so I was just going to start filling in your tokens information.
Yeah, I think.
No.
I added some gear, and I think I activated a couple more of the alternate rules we're using because they weren't working at first.
Okay.
Be better.
Whenever I see the ancestral arms racial trait, I think I get extra and I get pointed.
So you get extra arms.
That name is way better than the actual ability.
There's a feat you could take to get a spectral arm that comes out of your tummy.
Ooh.
Oh,
It's actually a really neat feat.
a neat feat.
Thought it was a neat arm.
I have to admit, ever since
I'm getting tired.
the advanced race guide came out, I've kind of wanted to play a kobold.
It's really tough.
I know.
I played one once. It's like if anything if heavier than 5 pounds gets in your way,
Yeah.
it's like
No, basically, the only build that's even close to viable is like a dragon sorcerer and go and take all the feats that turn you into a mini dragon. That's pretty much the only reason to play kobold.
or anything dex based.
That's true.
Like kobold rogue kind of goes insane. Well, no, wait, no, they only have a +2 to dex, so it's just playable, and their stealth bonus is crazy. I just love that every kobold, no matter what you do, are going to be really good at making traps and really good at stealth. Robin drew my my kobold. I still have that paint. It's over there,
Oh,
hanging on my wall.
yay!
Awesome.
Yay! I'm so glad that I'm chewing. I'm sorry. I'm so glad that you sent me that PDF because my flash drive got corrupted and then I thought it was lost.
Which PDF?
I remember I asked you for the PDF of the, or maybe it wasn't a PDF but the digital image that I sent you of it,
Oh, right.
and you were able to send it to me because I had lost the original because
Same moment.
flash drive corruption. That's fun.
I actually just ran a flash drive through the washing machine the other day.
No.
There was nothing on it though, so that was good.
Good.
Still, it's a lost flash drive.
It was a Stockton one, and that one was like really corrupted. Like it did not work right.
Like so corrupted.
This reminds me of an old Foxtrot cartoon.
What's this foxtrot?
Oh, you've never heard of Foxtrot? Foxtrot was a comic strip, and it was kind of like the progenitor to all web comics, except it was actually really popular. Because it made a ton of like nerdy jokes and references in it. For example, the joke that I'm about to reference is the dad is talking to his wife, and this is a super old thing before home computers became like as ubiquitous as they are today. And so he's like, I think we may have gotten a virus and it corrupted the hard drive. What makes you think that? And then you just see the computer saying sex, 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 sex. So
I was laughing, but I was also chewing. I didn't want you to think that I didn't think it was funny.
that's okay. It's also very hard to describe a visually based joke audibly, but
So much peanut butter.
It's 11 o'clock. Stop eating. How do you people sleep?
I can't
Things
sleep if I'm
considered.
hungry, actually.
I think I
But then you dream of food.
Do you have macaroni and cheese nightmares?
No, only the most pleasant of dreams.
Cristian, on the sheet that it sends me, it still has your wisdom at 8.
Oh, shoot. Oh, right. It undid that change while I was fixing it.
Oh, okay.
I was actually
He's
secretly
like-
hoping you wouldn't notice.
Well, considering that was the first thing I was.
He
I also
was
don't
looking
take the
for it.
age and stuff. I didn't set like the age and
Yeah,
height
that's
and
no,
stuff,
no,
so don't.
no. I just care about
I'm
throwing.
not an 18-year-old.
I just care about throwing some of the statistical stuff into the token.
I look at this, the archery combat style for the ranger, it just blends into the gunslinger, doesn't it?
Either that, or I think there actually is
I just get a bunch more feats. There is a ranger archetype where I get gunslinger deeds and just
Oh, no. There's I thought there was a gun combat style.
I'm not seeing it.
I could be wrong. I'm. It could be just the
This is the general ranged combat,
Yeah.
so they work for both.
combat styles.
They added a ton of them
Yeah, that's why I was.
for like religious stuff, and I
I'm
think
not even
Bez,
looking at those.
I think Besmara's had gun stuff.
Here we go, traits. Let's see.
Oh yeah. No, I think just the crossbow is considered like the same thing. Although the
Cristian mentioned it, I forgot that I didn't have to keep levels in a multi-class even with each other. It's like, oh, would it make sense to put more levels into one than another?
yeah, and we're also doing the multi-class change. So
right, with this one again?
for first level does not matter. For second level, there's a I don't know how much it'll matter because you're doing 2 combat classes, so I don't think it'll actually change anything for you.
I think it will either.
There's this one. I don't know what deity this is supposed to be for because the SRD is not allowed to tell us. But this is a set of feats available in one of the combat styles. Has a lot of ranged attack based things.
Very nice.
Yeah, because both of your
Yes. Sorry.
both of your hit dice, both of your things are D10 hit dice, so it doesn't super matter.
I found one that gives me knowledge geography as a class. Because I was kind of actually stressing about that I wouldn't have that at first level. And it gives me more trait bonuses than that.
Yeah, so for you, Caleb, I don't think the new system actually does anything. I think it's pretty much exactly the same.
Okay, cool. Noted.
Let's see. Yeah, the only ranger archetype I see that does anything with firearms is the trophy hunter.
And that's not the best thing in the world.
Let's see. Replaces all combat file Steve. You get to select deeds instead of combat stop bonus feats, which is pretty cool. You could cherry pick some really good deeds there.
There we go.
Improve tracking. Who cares? You don't get wild empathy. We got a druid, so that's fine. Oh, yeah, that ability is really strong. At 4th level, instead of getting a animal companion or giving out your allies a bonus against your favorite enemies, you always hit the touch AC of your favorite enemies or something along those lines, regardless of the range increment, which is pretty.
That's actually really good.
You can target touch AC in the first 2 range increments of your touch firearm. So I think Trophy Hunter's pretty neat.
Okay.
I have to see like their deeds selection though, because like if you get stuck with the normal garbage deeds, it's not great. Or slow scaling deeds. Let's see what happens at level 5. What do you get? You get Amateur Gunslinger. Neat.
Or something better if you already have it, because they were like, these are probably the class that people are going to multi-class into if they're already a gunslinger.
So you're always going to pick quick clear for amateur because you want to actually do things with your firearm. When do you get new deeds? Did I
You
read
get
that?
them whenever you would receive a new feat from a combat style.
Gains the amateur gunslinger seat
And-
and can use any first level gunslinger deed at every 4 levels thereafter. Okay, so at level 6. So at level
Replaces
you'd
all
be-
combat style feats.
at level 2 you'd be able to use. Wait, why do they give you amateur gunslinger then? That's weird. But you can use quick clear. You can use any of the other ones. Dodge and Deadeye.
Yeah.
But then at level 6, what do you got the option of?
Also, Kay, in the new rework we're using, deadly aim and point blank shot are free.
Yeah, but if you would get those from other things, then I'll just give you bonus feats.
Gunslinger, initiative, pistol whip, or you can just get. It's not bad. I think trophy hunter's neat. I guess it depends. Not highly, but it kind of depends, as any ranger does, how much we're going to be staying in one specific area.
Yeah, you're pretty certain to be staying in pretty much. Yeah, you pretty much stay in the Riverlands for the entire campaign. So.
Yeah, the only thing I could see that would be absolutely useless is the amateur gunslinger feat.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, I think that's what gives you the grip pool.
Yeah. Well,
it kind of you kind of lose the effective feat you get from it or deed, but you get a grip pool from it.
also, I'm pretty sure it says that if you already have this feat, you get another feat instead. I remember looking at that when we were going over it. I could be remembering wrong.
Oh.
It has been known to happen.
Yeah, you can immediately trade this feat for the extra grip feat.
There you go.
If you get a legit grip pool, but that's what gives you effectively a grip pool.
Otherwise.
Okay, so if I start as a gunslinger just to get the gun, that's not a bad thing to.
No.
Guys.
Which-
If you so the way I see it is either I would stay ranger all the way through with that archetype, or one level dip into gunslinger and then forget about archetyping ranger. Just go straight ranger with whatever other archetype you want to do.
Does this sheet not have your base movement on here? That's weird. What kind of armor?
Guys, I got knowledge geography.
Yay, I'm so
Yay.
happy for you. What kind of armor are you wearing?
Who, me?
No, Christian.
What was that?
I mean, your character, obviously. I'm assuming you have got, like, maybe a t-shirt and hoodie on.
Wait, I'm sorry. What's happening?
I said, what kind of armor are you wearing?
Oh, does it not list it?
It could be. I'm just.
It is. It's on the second.
Oh,
page.
leather armor. There we go. It was just taking me a second to find it.
Neat.
I just got out of the shower when I got on this call. No, I'm not wearing clothes. I'm just wearing deodorant.
This for now.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yes, the actual thing that you, as the PCs need for your token is very small. A ton of that stuff is on there just for me because it acts as reminder text for all the different creatures I have to run.
Ooh, I can move it. Oh man,
Yep.
yeah, I'm going places.
Oh, jeez.
Set facing clear. Impersonate macros.
Yes, you have macros. Oh. There, try it again. Ta-da!
All right. Am I able to set those?
You can add yourself to initiative, yeah.
No, I mean, like, can I set like my
Yeah,
plus
so
4 to initiative?
yeah, so the way I have it right now is if you click on your character, if you right click on it,
Oh, I see
you can,
it. If I mouse over, it tells me it was a 10 plus a 7.
yeah, you can edit the initiative. Right now I have it set up so that it'll automatically calculate the initiative bonus that is on your token, which I have as +7.
Oh, neat. All right. I should buy some ammo for my weapon because that's kind of important.
If you're, yep, yeah. So, yeah, and then it has your reflex and will saves that you can just press and it'll automatically roll and calculate it. And then for skills, I just have the 6 stats, and then when you click on it, it'll ask for your bonus in that specific skill, and then add your
2.
bonus to it, your ability modifier to it. So, for example, if you wanted to make a, say, acrobatics check, you just click on dex skill, put in 5 for the value, boom, and it'll automatically calculate it.
It got us. Wait, how did it get a 0.5?
Because
Divided by 2, I think.
because your dexterity is 17, so it's 17 minus 10 divided by 2.
Up.
Wait, so when I do that, it already knows my dex, so I'm just putting in my.
Yep.
Or am I putting in the full bonus?
Nope. Just your bonus.
My bonus includes my dex, though.
Oh, okay. That may be harder for you guys. So what you can do is you can left click on. You can just edit those however you have it. It's just the pre-mates that I have. So.
What if I just wanted to roll like something like
Okay.
roll 1d20 plus this?
All right. So it is open bracket 1d20, literally plus let's say 5 close bracket. Boom.
Wait, that. Do you mean curly bracer or bracket?
Bracket. One of these bad boys. There you go.
Okay, that's what I did above, but with brackets, and it seems to have done it without telling you what I did.
Weird.
Yeah, and then the attack one, if you want to go in and edit that, you can do like your main attack. So like your dagger. So if you want to, you could put in the attack bonus and then, yep. You can also,
What's the hit?
that is if you actually hit how much damage you do. I put it as hit because that is the language I'm used to using for 40. So if you left click on attack, you can actually change the values of things. I just put them as X, Y, and Z because it helped my OCD.
A funny looking X. I'm sorry, that's... Okay, another quick note. There will be typos. It's best to ignore them. My tiredness got the better of me for a second there.
Who are you? Are you warning about my typos, or are you saying you have typos?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
You're a bit more known for them than I am, but...
It comes with the dyslexia.
What the heck is a code runner? Oh. Ultimate intrigue. Never mind.
Ooh.
I get a teamwork feat, guys.
Yes, it's true.
That's a cavalier thing.
And then I think you can
I'm
also
excited.
train everybody in your, right? Or is that a specific
She
archetype?
could.
I can.
Give it to everyone essentially for a
Yeah.
number of rounds equal to.
Okay.
It's like a spell.
Something.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, there.
Repetition.
Yeah, it's
As a standard action, the Cavalier can grant this feat to all allies within 30 feet. They retain use of this bonus feat for 3 rounds, plus 1 round for every 2 levels. Oh, it's not even scales off anything but your level. Neat.
Snip, snap.
Very
Snip,
nice.
Snippity, snap.
Well,
Will be the glue that holds it all together.
Cool.
Again?
All right. Yeah. So
if we're mostly good for the night, I think I'll log off and head to bed.
yeah, that's cool. I was just gonna make sure that no one had any questions for me.
If I do, I will bother you during the week.
You do have my phone number.
Yes.
Yep.
I'll be typing up a backstory, and I'll message you with any questions on Discord if that's okay.
Go right ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna head out. Good night, guys.
Night.
Good night.
And thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for
Yes.
saying yes.
I'm very excited.
I am as well.
Cool.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Night.
Since we're finishing up, I'm gonna kill the stream.
Okay.
Okay.